Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is yet another 20-minute late Technical Alpha podcast brought to you by My Life. It's Thursday. What is this? June the 20th, 2000. I'm trying to pull up Patreon here. 2019. It's another Technical Alpha podcast. We've got our post E3 episode, which is usually the one that, you know, if there's anything that is harder to do than pre E3 week, it's post E3 week where
it's dead.
Everything's already happened.
Yep.
However, you know, we squeaked a few things out, and you know, we can definitely put together. Wait, did I really label this 110? No, that's. Oh, there we go. I found it. Yeah, so we did squeak together a few things. The community, as always, came together, working hard, trying to figure out just exactly what happened in the world of gaming in the last week, and we got a little bit going, popping into that Rockstar.
I need it.
I haven't seen you drink a Rockstar in a hot minute, bro.
It's actually my second one I had in the last few months. I've been on a Red Bull, not even a regular Red Bull. Can't even do this anymore.
What do they have? Like
they have a blue one like this.
Okay, what's the difference between the two of them?
This one has got like
that's sugar free.
Yeah, but it also tastes like what's it called? Jimson? Is that what it is? Is that what I'm thinking of? Let me see. Oh no, pomegranate or whatever.
Pomegranate is a
pomegranate.
Fruit. Yeah,
that's what this tastes like.
Oh,
I don't fucking know.
It's
delicious.
I'm still trying to figure out the word that you were trying to say before pomegranate.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, bro.
Jimson.
That's what I was looking for.
Jimson? That's not anything. I actually don't. Ginseng?
Ginseng. That's what I was looking for.
Okay.
I think that was it.
Oh, ginseng is an ingredient. I don't know if I could distinguish ginseng as a flavor, but it's.
I meant the pomegranate.
Okay, well there you go. Yeah. Ginseng is definitely in there though, almost certainly, like every other energy drink on the market. I just find that, I mean, well, to be fair, I've had exactly one energy drink in my life, and you bought it for me when you were still living in Dartmouth, and we stopped at the gas station, and I didn't even ask for it, and you came out with a Rockstar.
Oh. And
I drank that one. It did absolutely nothing
that's right.
for
It did
me.
nothing for you. You're like,
I was like, all right, well, that was my experience with energy drinks. I'm good.
And it's gone.
And all it did was kind of taste like Flintstone vitamins, but even more medicated.
Okay.
It's pretty much what that tasted like. You know, I fucks with some Flintstone vitamins. And most children have, at least once or twice.
Oh, my son's gonna fuck with some Flintstone vitamins.
Yeah, but he'll have like the gummies now.
Yeah, not the old school,
not
like
the tablets and stuff.
They like chew them and stuff. Yeah, they were very chalky.
Yeah, no, your son's got the new age gummies to work with. Not that he's going to need them pretty soon because his teeth are
coming,
starting to come up.
Coming
slowly but surely. The gums getting whiter and whiter.
Yeah.
Getting
pretty white. He's big as fuck.
He's still going.
He had his checkup there 2 days ago. He had to get some needles. He had to get some shots.
Right, of course, because you don't want your child to die of a horrible disease that we've eradicated about 50 or 60 years ago.
Correct. I did the absolute worst possible thing ever on stream yesterday, or was it yesterday or the day before? No, I think it was one of the two. Kayla comes downstairs because I was streaming and she was just taking him to the doctors to get the shot.
Right.
And she comes home. And I said, "How are your needles? You know, how are your needles, boy?" And Kayla said, "Oh, he did great," blah blah blah. And then all of a sudden, the chat went from talking about RP to a bunch of them telling you it's fucking terrible to get your child with.
Wait, stop. Right there.
I know.
Stop right there. You're gonna tell me that in the RP community, which is mostly relatively young people, that you're about to tell me that the RP community has a non-insignificant number of anti-vaxxers.
I don't think it's just the RP community. I think it's just the subject in general. I think it's no matter where you bring it up in front of a group of people, there's always going to be people that are going to complain. And so I let it go for a little while. I think my comments were,
it's going to be yikes for me, dog.
Yeah, I think my I think my comment was, and this was probably not the smartest comment to make. I think I said something in the lines of, I'm paraphrasing. If you don't think vaccinating your kids is the right thing to do, don't have kids. Something like that. There's one of the two.
That's fair.
That was one of my comments.
Yeah.
And then
That's a fair assessment.
Now I will say, I would say 80% of the stream was absolutely like true.
I'm going to be really honest with you right now, bro.
Then there was like I wouldn't maybe it was a bit more than 80%.
Okay, because I was like,
yeah, it was a bit more than 80%. It was
not high enough.
It was 90%.
All right,
about 90%.
Okay,
and then of course probably some of that percentage are just trolls that are trying to feed the fire.
Probably, yeah.
But anyway, I made that mistake. But his needles went well, and yes,
Good.
He is vaccinated.
Great. Enjoy your autism.
Yeah, that was like one of the biggest arguments I think that people were making, and
it's the only argument.
I let it go. I let it go for about 10 minutes, and I said, "Okay, guys, we've got it out of our systems. Not everybody needs to agree, and then let's move on." So that went well. And while he got his checkup, he is in the 100th percentile for height.
100th.
Yeah, for his age.
Wow.
The 100th. He is big.
So he is technically the 1%.
He's the 1%.
Yeah.
Kayla had a little a date with the next door neighbor today. A little play date. Hopefully she's not dating the next door neighbor. But you never know. No, but they had a kid next door, and they were born the same day.
Oh, seriously?
So,
same birthday?
Yeah, we were like in the same, apparently like in the same ward and stuff, but we just didn't cross paths.
That's funny.
So anyway, Kayla found that out while she was taking.
Is it a boy?
Girl.
Girl. Oh, there you go.
So I said, okay, Kai.
Been married already.
I said, okay, Kai, this is your chance. Put in the groundwork now. Later on,
you get a solid, 18 years to put the work in.
Oh, 16.
16.
15. 15. It depends on your maturity level. I'll see what he's like at age 15. Then I'll give him the talk at 14.
Yeah.
And then at 15, I'll buy him condoms.
Bro, he's gonna be on the internet.
At 16, I'm gonna be asking him if he's gay, if he doesn't bring any girls over to the house.
Bro, this is the future. Having the talk at 14, he's already learned about it on the internet at like 9.
That is true.
So
that is true.
That was like when my parents tried to have the talk with me, and I was like, I think I was 13 or something along those lines, maybe even 12 actually.
12?
Yeah.
You had the talk?
Well, they tried, and it was really.
What was that like?
What was that like?
Because I can't imagine your parents.
So here's the thing. Both of them say they can't remember this, but I remember it.
Of course you do.
So the whole thing didn't even happen. Basically, what happened was at that point, I was 12 or 13. I already knew everything, pretty much, that there was.
You had the internet,
whether it was through school or the onset of the internet. I was already there.
Yeah.
But my parents, because that's the thing about our generation, is we were like the onset of the internet to the point where that would have been a thing, right?
Yeah.
For younger kids. So my parents were still trying to tackle this problem as if it was like pre-internet, right? Where they thought that I was going in, no information,
zero,
like no anything.
Yeah, don't even know what a vagina is.
Like not a clue, right?
Yeah.
Which how else are they supposed to look at it, really? I guess. And so they had like a couple of books with them or whatever, and they were ready to give me like the anatomy class and like the whole 9 yards.
Wow.
And after about 15 minutes of me sitting there and telling them that I already knew pretty much everything that was going on there, the talk just kind of ended there. It was kind of just petered out. And that was the show. It was like, all right, well, go get him, son.
All right. I've literally have never had the sex talk with my parents. My dad one time, I think I was going to a baseball game one time with him, and he just asked me straight up, like, you having sex? He said something like that. And I was like, no. And he was like, good, wrap it up if you do. And that was pretty much...
That's the abridged version.
That was pretty much the conversation.
Right, yeah.
And that was it. And then, like, I would bring girls home. Like, my parents worked, both of them worked. So we didn't live far from school, the high school.
No.
So I would bring girls home on lunch break, girlfriend or, girlfriends or whatever. And my dad started getting... I remember he came home one day and I was in my bedroom Actually, not even doing anything. Like
Yeah.
we were legitimately in the bedroom. I was playing like Resident Evil 4 on the GameCube, and she was just sitting on the bed, kind of watching, hanging out.
Yeah.
My dad comes home, and I'm freaking out because I'm thinking he's gonna think that we're upstairs. So he comes upstairs. The door's open. He walks in. He looks at me. He gives me the look like we're gonna
have a talk.
we're gonna have
later.
to talk about this later.
Yeah.
And then he ended up leaving. So he leaves. I come home later on that night. He basically didn't even give me the talk once again, but he was like, "No girls allowed in the home while your mother and I aren't home." And that was pretty much him basically saying, "You're not fucking. You're not doing any of this shit," because that was the first time he walked in on like a girl with me by myself.
Yeah, by yourself, exactly.
So
yeah.
he was probably.
I mean, in fairness, at that age, I don't know if I want my son
Yeah,
alone.
I think I was probably 16, 15,
Yeah.
15 years old.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, no.
that's a bad idea.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
even though you guys weren't
That
doing
was
anything,
actually innocent that time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
But in general, like as a parent, I'm gonna say that if I had a boy and I go home and they're in the house by themselves in the bedroom, even if you're playing, like, I mean, we did some shady shit to make it look like we weren't doing anything stupid. Your first assumption as a parent is, especially if you have a 15 or 16-year-old boy, is something stupid's going on.
Well, you come
here.
in the house and there's sneakers on the floor and there's
Exactly.
female shoes.
Yes.
And you're going.
You go, please tell me I'm not about to be a grandfather.
Exactly. That's literally what it is.
That's pretty much it.
That's literally what it is.
So no, there was they tried, with me they tried, bless them, they had the books and everything, and I was like, I would hate to break up this incredibly uncomfortable conversation.
I could not picture your parents.
But
in a
I'm
weird way, I
already-
can picture your parents
I'm
giving you
already
the talk, and it's a
Dad
weird.
was whatever, because of my two parents, Dad's the one that after marriage, was brought back down to earth. Like, Dad definitely had a bit of wild streak in him pre-marriage, right? Mom has been, for all intents and purposes, me.
Yeah.
When she was growing up, like white bread as fuck.
Yeah.
Never drunk. Would go to parties, but she was always the sober one.
She was the designated
Whatever.
driver.
She was a designated driver or whatever. That that was that. Dad was definitely not that. So. Dad was definitely a little bit more like whatever, but like Mom, it was it was something special. It was something special. But yeah, so either way, other than that, how was your week?
Oh, week's been good. Just been grinding out the RP, grinding out the stream hours, and got we got that big news that Canada now has unlimited-ish data plans
With Rogers
and Bell.
It did Bell also because honestly, the only commercials I've seen are for Rogers.
Oh, they're
I haven't
blitzing it.
seen-
They're blitzing it everywhere.
I haven't seen a single ad for Bell in terms of their unlimited yet. I've only seen Rogers.
Yeah, apparently it's Rogers and Bell. But yeah, it's great. So I've been doing a couple IRL streams.
Yeah.
Went to IKEA last night. I was that guy walking around with a selfie stick talking to a camera.
I saw you. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday, where you were going to the grocery store or something.
That was yesterday. Yeah, I was looking for dog food.
Yes, for dog food.
And
yeah.
they didn't have the right dog food there.
Somebody recognized you at the Sobeys
At
there.
Sobeys, yeah.
Who was it?
It's actually a friend of my wife, or his wife.
Yeah.
was good friends with my wife when we
okay.
lived in the other place.
Yeah.
And he actually used to work in the one in Spryfield.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. So he said, "What's up?"
That was funny.
I
I was like, because I was in the back of my head, I'm going, Jeff's already looking like a D-bag walking to the store with a freaking selfie stick.
Yeah.
And then, of course, somebody who knows you spots you.
Yeah. So I've been getting some stuff ready. I actually got it's still in the car. It's a cool little selfie stick that is basically like a tripod and a selfie stick in one.
Oh, okay.
It was only like $20 on Amazon, but the shit is like good quality stuff. Like I couldn't believe how good quality is. It's working well. I need to get myself one of those like gimbals for like mounting in the car. Because my big thing is I want to go yard sailing on Saturdays and take people with me on the live hunt. So I'm going to try that this Saturday for the first time. I will say live streaming from the cell phone, it's hard because you don't have the monitor space that you're used to.
No.
The chat looks weird. It's also weird when you're driving because obviously I'm not reading chat and stuff. So I'm like, the stream's going, but I don't have anybody to interact with. So I'm just kind of like talking to myself. But other than that, it's pretty cool. Cell phone just dies in like 2 hours. I mean,
think of what you're doing. You need to have a like 12,000 milliamp battery pack.
I got a 15,000 one in the car, so I got to charge that and basically have that ready to go.
Yeah, and then
because
that
if you're like literally 2 hours of just doing your live shit, it's your
especially
phone's
depending on the phone that you
and
have,
it gets
right?
hot.
Well, yeah,
Like the phone is fucking like hot.
because it's going to run full tilt basically.
Yeah.
So depending on what phone you have, it's going to hugely affect your battery life because not all phones have the same battery size to begin with. And then depending on the processor and stuff and the efficiency of the processor, it's either going to run super hot or
All right, I'm gonna make a quick phone call. Bank just left a message. Somebody has my credit card number and has gone on a
shopping spree.
on a shopping spree. So just give me
Okay.
just give me a second.
All right, I got you, bro. So, ladies and gentlemen, while Jeff goes and finds out what black tar heroin dealer just took his credit card information and has been buying small bouts of things off of Best Buy's website for the last few days, I'll fill you in on some stuff. Step 1. Head on over, as you're seeing at the bottom of the screen right now if you're here on Twitch. Or not Twitch, but YouTube. Head on over to patreon.com/lagtv. You guys have been absolutely fantastic with the support as of late. Been incredible. The numbers have all been going up. Everything's been fantastic. And we are looking forward to getting out all of your swag, which, believe it or not, is still all boxed up and ready to go. We just haven't taken it to the post office yet. For a number of reasons. One, we're both wildly busy. And when we're not working, we don't have much time. We will eventually figure it out. You will get your stuff, but it's still coming. Other than that, for those of you who are listening on the RSS feeds, thank you again. As always, I'd like to thank everyone who stops in over on the YouTube channel, leaves a comment or whatever on the cast. That does actually help. You know, I don't know if it helps just writing algorithm, but I will say that I do greatly enjoy the creativity that some people have been getting in terms of trying to work the word algorithm into their comment. Some of it's been getting pretty good. We got a couple of people that, one person has started to run out of ideas, but everyone else has been still giving it the best shot. Let us know about your life. Give us the full Nova Wars story. This is your chance. Oh, lots of people already know my full story, but we do have time. I mean, as of late, I'll tell you this right now, for those who are wondering what's up with me in general. This is a very uppity story. My girlfriend and I separated about a month and a half or so ago now. I want to say it might even be getting close to 2 months now. I'm in the midst of, because she was from the Netherlands, she's coming back over here on Monday. I'm helping her pack her stuff, and then we got to ship her stuff, and then she's going back over. And then at the same time, the buddy of mine that we had moved in with, he and his ex got back together, and they wanted to move in together again, and she doesn't want to live with a third person, despite the fact that we never actually run into each other in the household because of our working schedules and etc., etc. That's the short version of that. I have to move as well in the same week-ish or the week following moving my ex-girlfriend out of the house. So the next few weeks are going to be a little hectic for me. So for those of you who watch me on my live stream or whatever, or or wondering why I'm consistently late to the podcast, you now know. Otherwise, I am fine for the most part. I had a wonderful little working vacation here, if you want to call it that, over the last couple of days. I went down to the old homestead with my dad to do some plumbing repairs on the house and to clean up the property and whatnot, which I never mind doing. I like getting a little physical labor in, and so that was nice to have. And we had some beautiful weather, although the black flies were absolutely horrific. The grass had gotten long enough, and as soon as you cut it, you were getting eaten alive. But we did anyway. We got it done. And then Dad and I relaxed. It was just the guys. Drank beer, drank wine, talked for hours on end, hung out. It's good stuff. You know, I have to say, if you are blessed enough to actually have your parents in your life, or somebody who you consider to be a parental figure, definitely, I have to recommend spend as much time with them as you can, and do your best to learn as much about them as possible, because it's funny, sometimes you think that you know your parents, and then until you get older and you have conversations with them and you actually start to dig some stuff out, you don't know everything about your parents. You think you do, and then you realize you don't really know all that much at all. So, figure it out. It's always it's a fun way to get to know your parents, or whomever you feel your parents are. Did you actually get drunk? Shady asks. No, I don't really get all that drunk. I get tipsy. I get a little. Well, I wouldn't even say tipsy. I drink enough to get louder, which doesn't take much. And then that was the show. So we were hanging out and talking and relaxing. So that was nice. But otherwise, do you have a recommended YouTube channel for house repair stuff like you do on the homestead? Oh boy. Geez, Louise, man, I don't know. I've learned everything that I know about anything like that from my father, who learned all of that from his father. And unfortunately, because of the change in times, I don't know nearly as much as my dad got to learn from his dad, because the necessity wasn't there. My dad built his first house with my grandfather. Did everything top to bottom, and has built several houses over the years, and so his knowledge is significantly more than mine, and I try to absorb as much as I can. But the fact of the matter is, I could build, I can build computers and deal with computers and stuff, but when it comes to actually doing that stuff around the house, I could do general handiwork. But as far as a YouTube channel goes, that's a good question. I can't remember the name of it though. There are some out there that are really good. There are some that are like older TV shows. There's a guy who weighs about 5 pounds, no joke, and I want to say the show was shot in the 70s or 80s. And he goes through, this is on YouTube, I wish I remember the name, but they go through the process of basically framing the house and building a house out. And it was incredibly interesting to watch, because they're actually building it really well. It's not Mike Holmes, like, let's blue board the shit out of absolutely everything. Let's put $40,000 worth of lumber in this deck. It was really good. And for a guy... Okay, this is the best way to put this, and maybe you'll know when you find him. I wish I remembered his name off the top of my head, but a guy knows what he's doing if he weighs about 45 pounds soaking wet, but he can drive a 3-inch spike with one swing.
Boom.
That's when you know that the guy
got the technique down.
He actually knows what the fuck he's doing.
He's got the technique.
And then you'll have like a contractor come over. He's got like an $85,000 truck. It looks like it's never seen a bag of cement in the back in its entire life. He comes out, he swings a hammer. It takes him 5.5 minutes to put a nail into the deck. You chose the wrong person.
Yes.
Basically, the rule of thumb goes: the nicer the truck, it would make you think that they were doing really well.
It's not it at all.
That's not it at all. That's just fronting.
You want to see a 1989 Ford Ranger.
Yeah.
That looks like it is on its last fucking leg.
Probably 3 different colors, because the door's been removed by something that was like a spare part at the dump.
Yes, and he doesn't give a fuck about what it looks like because he's getting the job done.
Zero. Shows up, all of his shit's out back. He gets out, he does it. He doesn't spend all day talking. He just gets right to work. That's who you're looking for. But yeah, there you go. What a boring 10 minutes I just filled. I'm not going to lie.
You know what? People like boring.
There you go.
People like boring, Adam.
I had nothing to talk about because nothing has happened last week because I was away from the house. So there's nothing.
My credit card
nothing
update. Yes, it was somebody tried to buy some shit from some Taiwan company.
Oh, very nice.
So they kind of figured...
Probably not you.
It's probably not me.
There you go.
This is the second time that's happened in like 2 years. So they've canceled my card completely, and they're sending me out a new one with a new card and everything else. So
yeah, that happens. That's happened to me once before years ago.
Okay,
many years ago, and it was somebody in Canada that had it.
Oh,
and they for a while they were getting away from it because they were getting away with it. They're only buying like
small little
stuff,
shit,
and then they just went ham. They bought like a full set of brand new winter tires.
Oh.
And then but they were in like Ontario.
Oh.
And so like credit card company called me up and was like, "Hey, by any chance did you randomly buy an entire set of winter tires in Ontario?" No. Okay, so we're going to cancel your card now and send you a new one.
The first time I think it happened is when I was in Las Vegas a couple years ago. And I dude, it's the craziest thing. I was trying to get cash out. Like I ran out of some US money and I wanted to get some cash out. So I went to the bank teller, and there was a huge lineup at this casino.
Right.
So I said, all right, fuck it. I'll just go to one of the ATMs. It was like a $7 charge. I was like, I'll bite the bullet. As I'm going to that machine, I was thinking to myself,
don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't put your credit card in this machine. Like, we're in a fucking casino in Las Vegas.
It's a bad choice.
It just seems like a bad time. And lo and behold, that's the only time
that ever happened?
That I used my credit card in Vegas.
Oh.
A week later, I get a phone call from the fraud people or whatever. They're like, hey, by any chance, did you buy $6,000 worth of pharmaceutical stuff in New York?
Oh!
No, I didn't.
Yikes.
Yeah, so, and apparently they didn't use a physical card. They used, like, the number and info. So I think what happened is they, like, skimmed my card in this machine or something.
Right.
Either that or I don't know. Like, it could have been a coincidence, but it was, like...
That's wild.
Yeah. So
yeah, that's the thing is like if you use a credit card on any website and they're using any third party to like doing their business and shit.
Yep.
Leaks happen all the time.
Yep.
Credit card information gets out all the time.
Yep.
It's just a matter of time, basically.
Yep.
You could do everything right.
Yep.
You're still gonna have your
You're
shit
still
stolen.
gonna get your shit stolen.
It just
so that happened, and I'll get a new card, and everything will be peachy.
and everything will be peachy keen.
So there it is.
Video games, Jeff.
Cool.
They happen.
Those were a thing.
Not a lot of them,
All right.
but some. Cyberpunk 2077. It's a hot topic.
It's a very hot topic.
Has been for a while, but after E3,
Very, very hot topic.
that's
Sizzling.
gone up. Temperature has risen on Cyberpunk 2077. I don't know if you remember this, but we have on the podcast in the past talked about either Cyberpunk or other things with CD Projekt Red, where as a Polish developer who just doesn't give a fuck and doesn't have the same, I need to be offended about absolutely everything that happens mentality that North America seems to have right now, they've come under fire, and we've talked about it a few times, from journalists and other people about the content of their games or how they have handled their social media, et cetera, et cetera. They pull the race card basically anywhere they possibly can, whatever. So that has, after this last E3 event and the demo that they showed, that has happened again. I can't remember the publication. I didn't write it down. That's probably a good thing. We don't want to give these people more shine than they deserve because, well, to be honest with you, if you're a journalist doing this, you need a new job. Getting upset about the fact, now keep in mind, some context here. This journalist, white dude.
Okay.
In America.
All right.
Okay. So that's step one. Journalist upset about Cyberpunk 2077's demo saying it's racist against the blacks.
Oh, again. Did he actually use that against the blacks?
Wherever I sourced this, I think was wording it somewhere around in that neighborhood.
Okay.
African Americans.
It's better.
Ignore, and then I have written down here is that it ignores the entire demo from the previous year. So in the last E3 event, so I guess before I get into that, so you remember you never got to see the full demo from this year.
No, but I went back and rewatched it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so,
I didn't see it live, but I went and watched it on YouTube.
Right, fire.
Yes.
So
it looks good.
It does look very good. So in this demo, it's a black character is causing a bunch of problems for this white character, and then there's this entire gang of Haitians. I think it was Haiti. Haitian. I think it was Haiti.
They're dark.
It was Haiti. No, it was Haiti or somewhere else. Shit, it might have been something else. Anyway, but they. Oh my God, was it Haiti? It doesn't matter.
They're black, Adam.
They're black, but it was specific to the characters. Like they're actually like in the game.
There's a reason why they're black. Adam.
They are from their like their whole shtick is like so. Anyway, they're part of this group called the Animals. And the leader of this group, not that he mentioned it, is a giant beast of a woman, called what was her name? It's something obscure. Like Sasquatch or some crazy, anyway, just like something like that, right? And this gang's entire like MO is to use as much cybernetic enhancements, et cetera, to be the biggest, the fastest, the strongest, the craziest. They're animals. Animals in that sense.
Yes.
Like when you call somebody like an absolute animal, like they're sports or something, they're an absolute fucking animal.
You're an animal.
You're not. That's not a negative.
Beast mode.
That's not a negative thing to say.
No.
That's you're taking the power side of the animal thing and going with that. However, this journalist saw some black people in a gang called the Animals and went, oh, well, we can't have that. And now we're killing the animals? Ah! Racism! Racists! I am offended for the black community. And so, that's basically what the article boils down to, is that.
Okay.
So, now we get some context. The man who wrote Cyberpunk 2077's world just so happens to be black.
Get fucked.
So
Get fucked. Just as all.
That's all. You almost have to think. End it there. You just
get fucked. Get fucked. That's all I got to say about that.
So, so that was already a bit of a hurdle at that point, and then of course they respond to this journalist, and the general response to this was, stop telling me what to be offended about. As a white dude in America, stop telling me, a black guy who wrote this shit, what to be offended about. Because you completely misconstrued pretty much every single thing you possibly could have for the sake of trying to look offended to be higher and mightier than everyone else.
Yeah. He wants
White knighting.
He wants some clicks on his piece.
That's right.
That's all that is.
It's fucking
He's a garbage journalist, bro.
bad.
Anybody with a laptop think they're a journalist. They just go out there and they just look for shit to complain about in hopes that it can make some headlines. And guys like you and I will talk about it.
Yes.
That's it.
But that's why I'm not mentioning the guy's name.
Oh, yeah, fuck that dude.
Or what publication he wrote for.
He's an idiot.
People probably figure out which publications at this point are doing it because it's usually the same couple.
I can make about 2 or 3 guesses right now. I guarantee it's one of them.
Probably.
So
that happens. And then they double down on it. He comes back out and he's like, well, just basically the distillation of it was, well, it's not as if members of any given community can't also write racist things about their own community.
It's not like it was a pack of monkeys or apes or something where you can misinterpret it a little bit. Even not even saying that would have been the case.
Jeff, we're getting hit up by the thick lip gang.
Yeah. I'd pull the racist card then. I'd pull the racist card then, bro. This is the thick lip
blackface crew.
Yeah, no, that'd be it. That'd be like, all right, now I'm angry. But they're called the damn Animals.
The chicken and watermelon gang.
Yeah, straight up.
Led by the thick leader, Fried Chickeniqua. It's the Animals. It's the Animals. And anyway, so the other thing is that
lip gang. I almost want to be part of a crew called that. Just to fucking call it that.
Hey, for all you know, it could be a gang of females with particularly fat vaginas.
Could be.
That's female empowerment, body positivity. Thick lip.
I didn't think it. See, there it is.
That's right. So the thing that they totally managed to forget, apparently in the calendar year, is that in the previous demo from last E3, the very black guy that was a problem in this one was the one that saved you from a white person in the first demo, and that everyone that you killed in the other demo was a bunch of white people. The whole time.
So
everyone was
reverse
dead.
Racism, I guess, right?
Well, and that was like the joke was like, and all the white people, they have cybernetically modified faces. Is that like some sort of like...
Oh.
Right? Like
we have no representation anymore.
Tongue in cheek.
They're getting rid of all of our white.
And it's like it's almost as if in this cyber, literally the name of the game, Cyberpunk
2077.
This anything cyberpunk, it's like a dystopian future run by a bunch of gangs shady governments and powerful corporations. It's almost as if everyone's a fucking asshole killing each other.
You know, Cyberpunk reminds me just like of Dread. If anybody out there has seen the newest version of Dread,
well, Dread borders on the Cyberpunk.
It's so like the
like genre,
the gangsters and stuff in that.
Yeah.
Very like heavy drug oriented, weird haircuts, like cyber type tech. It's a cool period piece. It's a cool futuristic thing.
So that happened.
Okay.
And they doubled down on it.
That's not
after the creator of the goddamn Who Was Black came out and said, "Shut your fucking whore white mouth."
Yep.
Well, he didn't say
that.
He
didn't say that, but he was thinking it. If he said it, it would have been a problem.
He probably thought about it.
Yeah. Oh, he definitely
thought worse.
Oh, hell yeah.
He's probably trying to come up with a way of not, saying you're a fucking idiot. Just.
He wrote off at least 3 or 4 white people in that game. After that, he's like, "Boys, we got to go back to the drawing board. We got to reanimate this. These motherfuckers dead." All
you know
because
what the
of this
solution
one
to this
guy.
is? Everyone's black.
Then it's a racist game, right?
That's right.
It's kind of like the
it's a social statement on the blacks holding themselves down and killing each other. Oh, that's racist.
It's deep.
What if everyone's just mocha? It's like 500 years in the future.
500 years, everyone's going to be mocha
come
anyway.
Together and everyone's just mocha.
Everyone's going to be mocha anyway, eventually.
Yeah. But
so
just like you would know as somebody who is half like yourself, you could be 1/16 black.
Yep.
You're black?
You're black. I think what a lot of it is when people consider you black or not. Even if you've got, like my son, for example, He's
bordering white.
He's bordering white. I mean, he's
pretty close. He's got a tan.
He's got a tan.
Yeah.
He will probably deal with a lot of ridicule
from both sides.
From both sides, right?
Yeah.
So you have the black side saying,
"You're not black.
You're not black, bruh. You're light. You're like light skin.
Yeah, you're not even Chris Brown.
You can't even drop an N-bomb.
No,
you're not even giving you that pass. Like maybe one black dude in the group will feel sorry for him and give him the pass.
Logic's darker than you, bro.
Logic. I don't know about that.
No, Logic's like albino.
Yeah, Logic. No, he's darker than.
I might actually be darker.
You
than
might
Logic.
actually be darker than Logic. If you sat out in the sun for about 10 minutes, you've got Logic beat.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna have the people like even for him. Like when he's filling out the boxes on like government IDs,
right.
and you have to select
what you're going to be.
if you're African American and stuff, right? He might select that, and it might like do a double take. Like,
are you sure?
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Well, like, and I guess that's an interesting question because just like when you're in Canada, for example, when you're claiming Indigenous status,
yep.
you can only be like so far removed before. It doesn't work anymore. So I'm wondering if they also have that.
It's not. It's how it works typically is if one of your parents is of African American descent, then you're good.
Okay.
Typically. And a lot of the time is also if you're just a visible minority.
Right.
Most people, like even people that are black that don't really look black, sometimes people ask questions, but if you even remotely look black, you can kind of play that card like I'm a visible minority.
Your
right?
skin might not be dark, but you have like features that would.
You can kind of tell you're not white. You can tell
off.
You can tell you're not like straight up Caucasian.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? But I do believe like because I know I had to fill it out when I did my when I applied for scholarships because that was a big thing, right? Especially when you're black.
Yeah.
There's different black scholarships depending if you have a single parent or whatever because
income level, etc.
Income levels and so on and so forth, right? When I had to fill that out, they had to know like, if I'm a minority, what color my parents, they ask you all these questions, and as long as if I know on that one, on those ones, as long as one of your parents is black, then you're considered.
Oh, okay,
black.
That's it.
Yeah.
So does that mean that Kai is going to be
Kai will be considered black?
Okay.
Yeah. So because I'm black, and I mean he's black, but on the checkbox.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just. Man, in the future, that's going to get weird.
It's going to get really weird because then if Kai, so think about this:
if Kai has
a son
or a daughter, I guess,
or a daughter, either one, and his wife is white, that kid is literally going to be fucking white.
Yeah.
Except there'll be like
there's a good chance that the hair might come through.
African American feature.
Yeah.
That I don't know. I don't know how exactly that's going to work because
now you're like what 1/8.
Yeah, you're bordering you're bordering like, I'm probably like 1/8 Asian if I looked hard enough. You know what I mean?
Exactly,
Like who knows, right?
You don't have to go back very far.
Anyway,
It's a challenge.
it's a challenge.
So yeah, that's a thing that happened. And at the end of the day, I think that CD Projekt Red's got to the point where they're just straight up saying, I just don't care. Just shut the fuck up. And really, they should just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about white folks in North America feeling oppressed for other cultures. It's like they're going out of their way, and they always choose a subject in which the culture that they're supposed to be, or the race they're supposed to be feeling, angry for, isn't even reacting to it themselves. Like they don't even care about that topic. It's fucking insane.
No. Yeah, no. And then when there's an actual problem, you don't hear anything. It's like they because it's honestly what I think what it is, and I could be off base on this, and I think what it is they want to feel like a hero. They want to be praised.
Well, that's just it.
They want to be praised
it's
like
white knighting a race.
That's literally what it is.
Instead of Twitch white knighting every attractive
and you
woman.
and the funny thing about it is I don't know who this writer is, but he's probably not even like that in his day-to-day life. He probably gives zero fucks about any of this. He probably isn't on his own personal Facebook accounts, like, campaigning for black rights and yada yada yada. It's just it's convenient for his purpose and his motive for his work, and he's gonna go out there and he's gonna try and pull on some heartstrings or get people angry so he can create some fucking chaos for his post and bring some clicks in. That's all it is.
It's embarrassing.
Of course, it's embarrassing.
It's fucking embarrassing.
Stupid. It's fucking stupid. It's stupid.
Like, I don't know how that guy writes that and isn't just deeply fucking embarrassed all the time.
Yes,
I would actually have trouble sleeping at night because I would feel so embarrassed about the fact that I did that. And that's especially true if he is doing it solely for his work and not like that in his day-to-day life.
Yes.
Because then he's going to have, cognitive dissonance where he's going, why am I doing this? Or is this really, should I have, et cetera, et cetera. Whereas if he is like that in day-to-day and it just so happens to overlap into his work, then he's probably sleeping like an angel thinking that he's going out there doing God's work. Right?
He's not.
He's not.
Yeah, he's not. But yeah.
And that's just it's pretty friggin' crazy. I mean, it's similar to what we were talking about at the beginning of the cast, and you were talking about when you mentioned briefly that your son and getting his shots, and then people are like piping up and going nuts over it. It's just funnily enough, Dad and I were sitting out on the deck. We were at the homestead. We talked about anti-vax when we were sitting on the porch. And Danny Boy's like,
oh yeah, he's. I know.
Like, these people are.
No, I know. Yeah, dude.
Choice words.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah, it's bordering.
Not intelligent.
It's bordering flat earthers, man. It's
it is.
It's literally bordering that.
So every and I lump this in with that group where it's every time that societies around the world over history have gotten to a point where the average person is so comfortable. There's always it's like they get bored. They start looking for reasons to be involved in something to make them feel like they're actively doing something.
Like they're woke, bro.
Like they're doing something good.
Yeah.
Right? And or that they're involved in something, bigger than themselves. And sometimes they just create shit when they can't find it. They just create shit and make it up and just run with it, or they bandwagon some other dumb shit and throw caution to the wind. And the term for that, essentially, for all intents and purposes, it's it's at least in the same vein as anti-intellectualism, which is throughout history, every major civilization has hit this point where the average person starts to not trust the intellectuals of the society that they're in, whether that's a scientist or whatever. So you're seeing, scientists, climate change isn't fucking real. The earth is flat. Fucking, essential oils are going to save my child. And then, oops, nope, no, it didn't. And now I feel like an asshole. And all of that kind of lumps in with this anti-intellectualism where they look at it and they go, this, it's like it's too inconvenient for me for this to be right, and I need to go fight something. So fuck it. I'm listening to who was it, Jenny McCarthy,
Who?
The girl, like it was like the main girl who was like the start of the real start of the anti-vax movement as far as celebrities go.
I have no idea.
I want to say it was because that was fucking what's his name's wife, friggin' Jim Carrey, wasn't it?
Yes.
I think
I do
it was
believe
her.
it's her.
I think it was her that started that shit, or was one of the forefront people. But yeah, it's insane. So the scary thing is, and when
It is Jim Carrey's wife. Yeah.
right, so
Ex-wife.
with that.
I think, right?
The scariest part is that even when they get shown everything, they just don't believe it. So like with the anti-vaxxers, and we'll get back to games here in a second. With the anti-vaxxers, they funded their own third-party study because the only thing that they say about this anti-vax thing is that is autism.
Causes autism.
You know, and really one of my favorite parts about that is you have two choices. Your child has autism and probably leads, for the most part,
A
relatively normal life.
normal life. Yeah.
Or they die.
Yes.
Oh, and not insignificantly
Not only do they die,
painful death.
they help other people die.
Yeah. Which of those two seems like so even if fielding the idea that was
there's
reality,
a chance. There's a chance that your son or
who
daughter.
the fuck chooses that?
No one. Well, there are people, but yes.
So they go and fund this study, and then the study comes back and goes, "Oh, by the way, you guys are unfortunately wrong." And then they take that and they go, "Nope." Sweep that under the rug and keep going. So even when they're presented, even when they've gone out of their way, it's like people go, flat earthers, send them up into space. They won't believe it. They always have an excuse. It's, the space helmets that we use are rounded, so it makes the Earth look round when you look through it. Or
they haven't even gone, to my knowledge, they haven't no one's ever been gone to space. People have been offered.
They haven't, but that's the thing. That's what I just described is the first thing that they say is the helmet that they force you to wear if you get sent up. What the astronauts wear, because there's no fucking air. And it's the most sensible shape. It's on a cube. To go up, it makes it look round.
Wow.
So it doesn't matter what you put in front of them.
Yeah, but why don't they just wear the helmet and look at anything else in the world? It won't make it look round. So why would the Earth be the thing that looks round?
Because they're literally retargeted.
It just doesn't make sense. You put a helmet on, I'm looking at you. You're normal.
Yeah.
I go and I look at, I don't know, the spaceship. It looks normal. I look at buildings and cars. It looks normal. I look at the Earth. It looks round. It must be the helmet.
Yes. Yes. I mean, you could literally turn on a stove and say to them, that element's hot. If you put your hand on it, shit's gonna burn. And they'll go, no, it won't. You're lying to me. You're just part of the establishment trying to brain control me right now and put a chip in me because it's the Antichrist and you're buying up a bunch of coffins and shit and the world's coming to an end. It's New World Order. That stove represents the new fucking world order. That shit ain't burning shit. And you go, all right, put your hand on it. No, I don't feel like it.
I don't want to.
No. Like, all right, I'm gonna.
Don't tell me what to do.
Don't tell me what to do. And then eventually they come around and go, all right, I'm gonna do it.
No, but my hand was hot already.
Hey, look. That didn't happen. Stupid people scare the fuck out of me. See, here's the thing, and I'll wrap up with this: is that anti-intellectualism before the internet, it was just pockets of people in cities and whatever towns around the world, whatever the fuck, right? Yeah. Pretty contained. Yeah, they had to go a long way to get to the next group of people that might share the same thoughts as them. Yes. Now the internet allows them to find each other quickly,
easily,
and reaffirm. They go, oh yeah.
Oh, you're right. No, absolutely.
Affirmation bias. My God, there's other people that think the same thing as I do.
I'm not stupid after all.
It has to be right now. Yeah. And here we are.
Yeah. We're in 2019.
Buckle up, bro.
I'm scared for my boy.
Buckle up.
I'm scared.
Buckle up. Although I will say, though, that thankfully, I can't remember what major U.S. city it was. I want to say it was New York, but they just passed that you're not allowed to go to a public school or something, somewhere in the States. You're not allowed to go to a public school without having your vaccinations.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yes.
I mean, if you want to be irresponsible, send your kid to somewhere else where other irresponsible kids can go.
Send your kid to your own home.
Yeah.
And homeschool them.
Yeah.
Which scares me a bit because then you have idiots teaching the children, and that's scary in and of itself.
Yeah.
But at least they won't give the rest of the population space aids.
Yes. I'm going to tell you right now, as a parent, I'd be pretty fucking salty if I found out there were several kids in my son's class that have not been vaccinated. I'd be absolutely salt. The wounds would be the salt wounds would be very, very raw.
Well, basically, what you'd do is you'd go and you'd find other parents that are like you.
Yeah.
And then you'd go to the school board and go, all right, here's your options here. If any of our children get any kind of space aids from these vapid, brainless, oxygen thief,
It's not the kid's fault.
Shouldn't have been
It's not the kid's fault.
parents.
Yeah, parents. Yeah.
Okay, we get any of that shit, we are going to sue you so deep into the ground that you think that the Nova Scotia Teachers Pension Fund is $1.4 billion in the hole. Shit's about to double.
Quick.
Buckle the fuck up.
Yeah.
Get her done.
Yeah.
Go out there, write it in. They're not here unless they've got their vaccinations. Full stop.
Yep.
Full fucking stop.
Yep.
That's it. I can tell you right now. That'll stop it quick.
Super quick.
Super fucking quick.
Super quick.
So other than anti-vaxxers, what else happened this week? So Valve and Riot, both auto chess
Oh, did you see that shit?
coming out.
Dude.
The fight's on. Riot's winning.
Well, they are right now. And here's what I found funny. I couldn't believe it, bro. I log on to Twitch and I see that there's this new game up at the front. And I'm like, oh, what is this? What is that game called again? Something Legends or what is that game called?
Which
Team
one?
Fight Tactics.
So Team Fight Tactics is I have it written down here.
Yeah,
that's
that's
Riots, and then Dota Underlords.
All right, so Team Fight Tactics. I noticed that was at the top. I said, "What is this?" I click on it and I said, "Oh my god, did Dota actually move? Take because the auto chess was like a fan made thing, I do believe.
Yeah, it's a mod of Dota.
Yeah, so I was like, damn, they actually came out with their own like actual game now.
Yeah,
and then I go, wait a sec.
That's a league champion.
Is that Evelyn? Wait, no.
The Hot Fire's Vygar. He's out there doing like 12k damage.
Dude, I tuned in. I couldn't believe it. I said, not only did League of Legends copy off Dota,
Yeah.
heavy for their game, and ran with it.
Well, there's no copyright
No,
on
I know.
it. It's
I know.
a mod.
It's a mod. There's not much they can do about it.
No.
But I mean the balls. I mean just the blatant fuck you. They said, you know what? We're gonna literally make auto chess. Apparently, it's a mix between Smite and what the auto chess is. It's like them combined. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I could believe it. And apparently, this isn't the game. They came out. One of the devs or whatever came out and said because Riot apparently is been working on a new game for a while.
Right.
And they came out and they said this isn't the game we've been working on.
We just side pieced this.
Yeah, because people were like, "Don't tell me this is what you guys have been holding out." Apparently, that's not it. Wow, I was like, wow, they just did that. They just did that. They have zero fucks. They just did it. And they're crushing it. It's doing well. It's doing well. People are excited. I think people are excited to be playing a League of Legends IP that isn't League of Legends.
So here's the thing: is that I haven't watched enough of it. I don't even barely really fully understand what the fuck that genre is, to be completely honest with you. But my guess is that Riot's is going to be the more accessible of the two. Dota's is going to be more of the, we pride ourselves on requiring you to be a chess grand master in order to be able to fully appreciate the depths of our e-penis. And therefore, Riot's going to win again.
Yeah.
Because it's accessible.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what you're seeing. You go and you look at who's at the top.
Oh, Riot.
It's Riot.
They'll pay people to play it. They'll do whatever. Do whatever it takes.
I'm just going to briefly dump into, because it's related to what we're talking about right now. I have the 10 most watched Twitch content for June 10th through 16th. So this is like the most recent week, basically, of reports.
You know, Grand Theft Auto is up there. We're crushing it.
All right. Number 1, League of Legends. And not by a small margin. League of Legends category, 18.9 mil.
On Twitch?
For the week.
Okay.
After that, just chatting. To give you an idea of how that's going. 14.3 mil. So there is a 4.6 million difference between League and the next closest for that week. And I want to say the Just Chatting. Actually, no, it wasn't Just Chatting for that. No, I'll get to that reason. I was thinking of something else. After that, Fortnite, 12.6.
Yeah, they had a really big thing this week too.
After that, Grand Theft Auto, 11.6.
Bam!
Only one behind.
We out here.
Following that, Special Events at 9.1 mil. That was E3 week.
Yep.
So in case you're wondering if like the Just Chatting got inflated by E3 week, that's not it at all. After that, Dota 2, 6.5 mil. And that's where
It's
you
actually
want
impressive.
That's where you want to. After that, it's World of Warcraft, Hearthstone, Overwatch, and Counter-Strike, who are all within range of each other.
Yeah. World of Warcraft only up there because of Classic.
Yeah,
like,
that'll
that
drop.
That'll drop.
So basically, League is almost triple that of Dota.
I don't even want you to say anything. I just, as you were going
no,
through,
don't.
I didn't want you.
You went to Just Chatting, didn't you? You fucking went to Just Chatting.
I went to.
Hold on, show me that again.
I just went on to. I just saw that, and it was just a thumbnail there, and
What's the? I don't even recognize the name.
there's a new one in town.
I mean, to be fair, that's tame
oh, it's tame.
compared to the usual. I saw one the other day that was I was in Just Chatting. I go in there about once or twice a week to do what you just did, just for shits.
Oh, I do it all the time.
To see thumbnails.
Yeah, I do it all the
Just
time.
just for some shits and giggles, because sometimes you get I'll post on my Discord when I find some like funny shit.
Yeah.
I'll just post like the thumbnail or whatever.
The titles, the thumbnails, it's all
it's
all
amazing.
gold.
So, there was one that was literally referencing something about putting something in me,
Oh,
and it was just you know,
yeah,
as the thumbnail.
yeah.
And then there was another one that was somebody who was like, she was like Russian or something, and she was dancing, but it wasn't just dance. It was literally just her putting on in the background on like a stereo player, like the radio or like her own
And she's just
Spotify,
dancing.
her own Spotify thing. And she was dancing, but it was only like one dance.
Oh.
And it was basically just like the same 3 hip movements and then like turn around and just kind of like just shaking her ass in booty shorts.
Nice.
And that was the entire then she stopped, turn around, say like 3 words, and then that was just to go right back
Yeah,
to
just
it.
to read the chat and then.
And it just so 14.3 million. In case you're
Now
wondering.
you know why.
They know why. So I brought that up just to point this out. So League is already crushing Dota on Twitch, and it seems like at least to this point that their auto chess is also probably going to crush Dota's auto chess, because they get to pull from a much bigger community to begin with. They're going to make it more accessible than Dota's auto chess. It's going to look just as good as
If
Dota's,
not better.
If not better.
Yeah.
And they're
I've noticed that a lot of League of Legends players, they're it's not out right now. I think they're just doing like a beta or some shit, like a test run for this. It might still be out right now. I don't know if it's available right now for everybody. Maybe somebody in chat can let me know. But I've noticed that there's a ton of League of Legends players that are frothing at the mouth for this because they're so sick and tired of League of Legends that they're happy that they can still
same community.
they can
but
still
different game.
appease the same community without wanting to do negative things to themselves while playing the game.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's going to do well on that regard. And even people that haven't played League in a while because they're just tired of it, they're excited because now they at least have something that they can ride on for a little bit. And I haven't played the game.
They're probably hoping it's got some longevity in it
Exactly.
too, right? They're
And
hoping,
while the way that the auto chess and shit went, it might actually
I
have
think
some
it will.
legs.
I
It
think
might
it-
actually have some legs.
yeah.
And you know, Riot, man, there's one thing that Riot's good at. They're good at paying the right people.
sexually harassing their employees.
They're great. They're great. They're great. They're not bad at developing games. Like they make playable
right.
games.
That's right.
And they're not afraid to advertise. I mean,
No.
they know what the
Shameless.
fuck is up. Fucking Valve, they don't give a. It's like Valve is the dude Okay, this is fuck it. Valve is the guy that has got the big dick, right? And he fucks real well. I mean, when a lady comes over or a guy, depending on whatever you get down with, whenever a partner comes over, Valve puts it on the ass.
Yep.
They are fucking shaking.
Yep.
They can't walk right for a few days.
Sitting
the
is
job
hard.
gets done. But you know what? He doesn't fucking call anybody. All
No.
right? The dick does the talking.
Yeah.
So bitches will be like, they're sick and
Word of
tired
mouth.
of the other dick. Word of mouth.
Yeah.
They're tired of the other dick. So they just go over there and they know they're getting a good fucking.
Yeah.
League of Legends is the dude that tries way too hard, but he's good looking. He tries way too hard.
But just average in bed.
But just average in bed. Some days...
You're not getting 2 hours in bed.
No.
You're getting 10, 15 minutes.
It's just enough for
Yeah.
you to come.
Maybe not
Not
even
even
that.
sometimes that.
In fact, most
Most
of the time,
times, not even that. It's just enough to get you aroused
Yes.
and wanting more, and then
Exactly.
you just kind of get let down.
Yeah.
Right? But you just go because it's convenient. That dick is on every corner
Yep.
of every street. It's like McDonald's,
And
right?
shouting it out.
And you're just gonna go there because
Dick
it's
here.
because it's quick and convenient.
5.5 to 6 inch penis for sale.
You go to Valve, you got to travel for that dick, but you know it's gonna be good dick when you get down to that dick. So some people, the smart ones, they go there. They say, "Fuck the McDonald's, fuck the quick easy dick."
No
Fuck-
McDong for me.
Fuck the McDong. I'm going for the Five Guys burgers and fries. I'm willing to travel for this meal.
That's right.
That's what that is. And
That's right.
and the fact that League of Legends can just go out there and blitz themselves out, that's why they win. That's why they win. They've
Volume.
got a competent dick.
It's volume.
And they've got a lot of volume. So there it is.
Not in the pants, just the amount of sex.
Yes. They have stamina. Lots of it.
Oh, no. Well, that's Valve. Valve has a stamina. Riot.
Oh, Riot, yeah.
Riot doesn't have
Yeah,
stamina.
Riot's a 3 pump and done.
Yeah.
You get in there, you're like, wow, okay.
It's the old 2-stroke.
That's it.
So yeah, those are both out in beta now. You can try and get into it. Both of them are obviously being slammed by people trying to get in. So God only knows if you even wanted to make it in there. But I'm gonna say that they're both looking to get that out quick.
Oh, dude, League will
So
have this
that's
shit
not-
out in the next month.
That's not going to be there for beta for very long. That's going to be tested, put through its paces, and it's out. That's the show. Apex, which is a game that still exists, believe it or not, and E3 made us want to believe that it will continue to exist for a while longer. It has dragons now, Jeff. Todd Howard called him up and said, "Hey, what if we had Skyrim in Apex?
No. I don't want dragons.
It just works."
No, it doesn't. That doesn't work. That just does not work. It doesn't work.
So from what I've seen is that they're I don't think they're technically dragons, but they're flyers that kind of look like a dragon. Okay, and they're flying around, and they will swoop down, and they will steal death boxes and fly off of them. So you just killed somebody, the box is there. Maybe you don't get to it in time. This thing swoops in, slides into your DMs, takes that shit, bounces out. It could fly to another spot in the map. Somebody else sees it, shoots it, drops the death box. Oops, there was a gold helmet in here, and now it's mine. I think that's basically the concept there
Stupid.
that they're going for.
I don't like it.
I think it's reaching.
I think it's dumb. I think it's more dumb shit in already a very convoluted, high-octane, autistic-like video game. That's literally... No, I don't need any more chaos in the chaos. What I need you to do is fix your hacking problem. Fix your lag, fix your drops. Actually, know what? I need you to just shut it down. Game's dead. Apex is dead. They're done.
I don't know if it's dead.
Is dead.
It might
Game
be-
is
it's
dead.
dying on Twitch. I don't know if it's dead in general.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters. Let's be real.
Well, for that game, it's definitely a big portion.
It's all that matters.
It's a big portion of it, yeah.
I mean, let's be real here. Twitch is so big now that your game is only successful if you're successful on Twitch.
The most competitive games, anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a competitive game. It's all about competitiveness. That's it. The only ones that can do that without being at the top of Twitch is COD. Because they literally have the fucking fanboys and fangirls playing that shit, and it's just not a big console shooter.
They also have their new Elite queue, for when you're at a certain level or a certain performance level, and you can Elite queue.
The prestige queue.
And then when you're in there, you're playing against more people that are, that skill level, and et cetera, and
I mean, I don't hate that.
Makes for a better experience than just, pub stomping or whatever, where you end up with like bad teammates.
It's great. All the hackers can play together.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. Who can hack better?
The hackathon. But I also have written down here. So at E3, the devs did tease about some sort of what they were calling like a major thing, that sounded like an NPC, like an animal or animals or something, being put on the map of some kind. But I don't think this is it. I think this might be like part of the precursor to whatever it is that they're planning. So there might be more of this stuff. We just haven't gotten there yet. Okay. This is like the beginning.
It's like Ark coming into Apex.
Whatever.
Just add more things.
Yeah.
You already got too much in there. You know what? If Apex, just make a single player game. Make us
Titanfall 3.
Yeah. Just there you go. Go make a game. We've got the name now.
Yeah.
Let this thing die. Like, just do your thing. Let it die, and then come out with an actual game. Not one that was like spliced together on the DL. You pay Ninja $1 million, you get it fucking going and going crazy, and then you just fuck off with it.
Dude, this game had so much potential.
Oh, dude, it was
just so much potential.
It was so big that it had me convinced that it was going to be it was going to overtake Fortnite.
Yes, I thought so
like,
too.
for good. Like, not even temporarily.
I thought this was the one that was going to take the crown.
No.
And they
I think the developers, I think the game is good enough that if they took their time, they created another game, and they did it the traditional way, and they came out with it and got people excited, because a lot of people have given up on Apex, but they still love the idea of it.
Yeah.
Because it's not a bad game.
No.
It's really not. It's actually probably the best battle royale that has ever been made, just implemented very poorly, and that was okay for the first month, 6 weeks. But now we've come to know they're not competent enough to cater to the competitive scene and be on top of all the bullshit. They want to just add more things.
Their patch schedule really hurt them. So they looked at the patch schedule that they wanted to tackle, and they said, we can either do more frequent patches, but when you do that, you usually have, because of the certification process and everything, you have a second patch that's already done.
Yeah.
It's just queued up to go the week after or whatever, or 2 weeks after the patch that you just launched after certification. When you do that and the community sees that stuff, and they're yay or nay or whatever on the patch, but there are still things that haven't been done yet, and then they yell and scream at you to fix those things. The patch that's coming up probably doesn't have that stuff. And so to them, but that patch is already done. It's just in queue for release. So then the dev sits there and goes, fuck, this is already in queue. We can't just push this out any faster. They're going to think that we didn't listen to them.
Yeah.
Because here comes the next patch. And it doesn't have what they've been yelling about.
Yeah.
And then we get caught in that vicious cycle. So they decided that their update cycle was going to be lengthier, so that there's more in the patches, so that there was a decreased chance of running into that problem. The problem is when you do that, that double-edged sword is that the community looks at it and says, this isn't getting updated enough, or they don't care, they're not working fast enough, etc., etc. You're always going to work up against something like that.
Yeah.
So I would prefer them to go and do the original, weekly, bi-weekly, whatever, and just be transparent. Just say, guys, this is this patch. There's already a patch in certification.
Yeah.
That's coming.
Yeah.
And this is, so your concerns that you might have after seeing what we fixed in this patch are probably not going to be in that next patch.
Yep.
It might get
And the next
into
one
the
after that.
following one, but it won't be in this one.
Yeah.
And so, but you're never going to always get that information to everyone, and so people are always going to complain. But the best you can hope for is that you educate the people who are actually interested in knowing that shit, reading the patch notes, reading what's coming down from the devs, which is getting more popular. Social media is obviously very widespread with patch notes, etc. And then you rely on them to jump in and
relay the message.
And relay the message.
Yes.
But if you're doing it this way with these lengthy things, you're just getting fucked on.
Yep.
And people are looking at it going,
Just be transparent. I mean, what are you hurting if you just come out publicly and just say, hey, guys, this is what's going on. We hear you. We're working as fast as we can on it. This is when we're expecting this.
Yeah.
And that's it. I mean, you do that and you solve so many fucking problems.
Yes.
And gamers will appreciate that a shit ton more, and they'll be more understanding of the time that you need. There'll still be those guys that'll be angry and shit.
You can't please everyone.
But you please a lot of people.
Yes.
Instead of just going dark and then coming out with shit or not coming out with shit.
Exactly.
And Apex just ruined it. I really don't think the people that left Apex, I don't foresee them going back to Apex, even if they come up with a great patch. I think the Apex is literally just going to continue to do this until it tampers off and it sits at a game that is marginally successful on Twitch. That the odd person will play, but all the big guys are done and finished with, and that'll be the show. That's why I think Apex needs to come out with another game, because I think people want to love Apex. They want to love the people that are in charge of Apex because there is greatness there. They just need to implement it better. I think they've just burned so many bridges now that they almost need to just do a complete reboot. That's how I feel.
You have to be really careful with what kind of content you release when your game is under so much scrutiny for the core mechanics. Putting in some flying shit that drops down and picks up death crates and nobody asked for that.
No.
Nobody is likely to give a fuck about that.
No. Doesn't even sound fun.
They're going to look at that and go, I
Why?
need you to take those resources that you put on this
and fix
this shit over here.
Yes.
Is going to be the vast majority of the responses to that.
Yes.
Be a couple people are like, "Oh, that's cool. There's like flying things. There's like crap."
What about solo queue? What about duo queue? What about a 6-man squad?
I don't think you're ever going to see solo. I think duo is as low as they go for Apex.
Why wouldn't you add that instead of dragons or whatever the fuck these things are? When you told me that shit, bro, I want to make fun of it. It's a snooze fest. Is that supposed to get people excited?
Yes.
Or is that supposed to get people that are already playing more pumped about playing the game?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Neither of those. It's accomplishing neither or.
It's that and their new character coming. That's the scientist girl that puts down fences. Yep.
That's not it. That's not it, Apex.
No, it's not.
That's not it. That's not it.
It's not it.
It's not it.
It's not it.
Anyway.
So, other than that, we have Nintendo is moving production officially for the Switch, at least rumor of it anyway, but it would make lots of sense. Moving the production of that out of China to somewhere else in Southeast Asia to avoid the tariffs now being placed on Chinese goods, especially in America. So, Trump putting tariffs on absolutely everything, especially China. Like something to the tune of like 25%, some crazy fucking number. And so Nintendo looking at that going, gonna move that shit.
Yeah.
So that's the rumor anyway, but I suspect that's not far from the truth. And then further than that, let's see. That made people think that they are also still working on that refresh of the Switch that was talked about before. But also, on top of that, at the same time, a Chinese accessories company might have leaked, like game accessories, might have leaked the fact that a Switch Mini is coming. And there were some mock-ups and stuff. Like they were showing off, like, I think it was like cases.
Okay.
And think of like the Nintendo 2DS.
Okay.
So it looked like from the mock-ups that they had for this rumor or whatever with the case, it looked like a Switch, maybe a bit smaller, and the controllers were not removable. So a PSP, basically. And so
Switch
that
Lite
is now being rumored as a thing that could be coming.
Okay.
I don't know what market that's filling, unless the Switch is just too big for carrying around with you, and you still want it. But I mean, the console didn't
it is kind of big though.
It is, but it didn't look like it was the size of a PS Vita or PSP or whatever. Like it looked bigger still. Like it still looked like you were like around.
Yeah.
You know, let's say like a.
Well, maybe it just has no
inch.
console capabilities. It's just the handheld.
Well, that's what it would be.
Yeah.
Right. Almost certainly. Although it wouldn't take much because the port that they're sending video out through is USB-C, just as the charging port. So it could still sit in a dock and send video out. Theoretically. So
who knows?
Anyway, lots of rumors, but they make sense. The moving out of China makes lots of sense.
Yep.
25% tariff. That one stings. The refresh for the Switch, that's coming eventually. I thought, I still kind of think that it's coming this year or early next, where they'll have either more room, smaller controller size, or maybe they're downsizing the console a little bit. Something like that, just a refresh in general. I still think that's coming this year or early next.
I'm just gonna go and say it. The Nintendo Switch, it's the best console made.
It is
in the last.
But you know what really pisses me off?
God only knows how long.
You know what, I have to be. I'm that guy. I fucking hate how underpowered it is. Games run like dog shit.
Oh, they do. They do in the
dock.
The dock.
But they also still run. Some of them still run pretty bad.
Yeah.
In handheld.
Okay.
Unless you're talking about some pretty bare bones, kind of like indie ass fucking titles.
Yeah.
It runs like dog shit. I mean, like you get any of the AAA games. I was listening to a bunch of like post E3 content where people were playing a lot of the demos of these games that Nintendo were showing off, and every fucking game, including Link's Awakening, not exactly the most graphically fucking intensive video game.
Well, maybe
ever
the next Switch, we're gonna get an upgraded, CPU or some shit in there. I don't know what's going on.
It definitely. I feel like it would have, if they had waited 6 to 9 more months to release a Switch, and got the next NVIDIA Tegra chip into it, it would have been.
Yeah, I honestly still think it's the best console since like the.
As far as the breadth of games
like
available,
the Xbox 360 / PS3 era, or PS2 era.
It's one of the best. It's one of the best for sure.
Yeah, it's just because not only does it work both as a handheld and a console, which is great, but the titles on it are pretty amazing. The controller mechanics where you can actually take them off and do some shit, it's actually useful for some games. And you also don't have to use them that way either, which is nice as well. You can still use your game controller if you want. You can still use
$100 Pro controller.
$100 Pro controller. I just think it's for me personally, it's the one that I've most had the most enjoyment with in the last decade. And that's coming from somebody that only owns like 5 Nintendo Switch games. I played the vast majority on the PS4, but I still think I get more value, more enjoyment off a Nintendo Switch. It's just so versatile. Like, I'm getting a great experience no matter where I go.
It's great for its versatility. It's great because it has first-party Nintendo games, which are almost always good.
And I was hating on that motherfucker like when it first came out. I was hating on the shit.
Yeah, there are lots of really freaking good games in this console, but it pisses me off every time I see a good game and then I watch a trailer and it's running at 15 goddamn frames a second. There's literally I don't fucking care who you are. Somebody tells you that they don't care if a game runs at 15 frames a second, they're lying to you.
I care about that.
They're fucking lying to you. Yeah. That is a slideshow at 15 frames a second. And to be playing at 15 frames a second in like 2019 is embarrassing. That is the Nintendo 64 was running at 15 to 20 frames a second.
Yeah.
And you're going to tell me that somebody thought it was acceptable that we're going to make hardware that's so goddamn underpowered that my cell phone can arguably run games as good or better than a full-sized fucking handheld that's also a convertible console?
That phone is also 3 times as expensive.
Well, but most of that is because it's a phone.
Yeah, but I mean,
with a camera on it.
I mean, phones are pretty powerful these days, but yeah. I know what you're saying, though. I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
It's bullshit.
I enjoy the damn console, all right? I like the Nintendo Switch.
I do, too. It just bothers me. Like, so they've got, like, Platinum's got this, their game called, it was Astro Chain or something, I think it's called. and then there was like Xeno Gears or Xeno Saga, whatever, which one it was. I think it was Xeno Saga that came out, and like I remember seeing that at E3, like last year or whatever, and just watching it run at 10 to 12 frames a second, and thinking, what the fuck am I watching? So that's my problem with the Switch.
Okay.
Is that really they just should not. It just shouldn't be the case at all.
Okay.
And if it's going to be that way, then just turn down the graphics until you get 30 frames a second. Just don't give me. I should not be playing a game ever sub 30. 30 is the lowest possible frame rate for us to be playing at. Lower than 30, don't make the game. Unless it's a card game and I don't need to care about the speed of what's happening on the screen. But 30 FPS.
I know. It's 2019.
Jeez. Come
I
on,
want all the
guys.
FPSs.
Let's see here. Oh, this was a good one. So EA obviously under a lot of fire from several places. We've covered the loot box situation
Yep.
for quite some time now. And EA has decided to come out and say something particularly stupid in their defense of their loot box practices, and this was literally their response to getting cracked down on or questioned.
Okay.
And that was that EA said that their loot boxes or loot box style mechanics that they have in their games are just they call them surprise mechanics that are quite ethical.
Say that one more time.
They aren't loot boxes, they're surprise mechanics that are quite ethical.
Okay.
Yeah. That was the best they had.
The ones that cost money?
Yes.
Okay.
And then they what they compared them to strengthen that incredibly solid counterpoint. Kinder Surprise eggs. Yep. Somebody got paid to come up with that.
They're stretching, bruh. This is desperation. This is pure. Did they just make the announcement? Did somebody at the board?
Kinder Surprise
Somebody
has
at
been
the
doing
board
this shit
was
for
going-
years, Jeff.
Somebody at the head of the table was saying, guys, we need a goddamn argument or we're going down.
Yeah.
80% of our goddamn revenue is fucking
FIFA Ultimate Team.
The other 20 is the loot boxes. We must save the loot boxes. Somebody give an argument that we can go public with, please.
You'll get a raise.
Some guy at the table is eating a Kinder Egg.
Kinder Egg looking down, building the toy.
And it just hits him. And then they got that meme with all the numbers and everything that's going on.
Doing all the math
in his head.
He's calculating.
And he says, "Sir, I've got it. Pretend this egg is a loot box." And he cracks it open, and there's something inside.
I don't know what I'm getting in here.
I had no idea, but I know it's totally ethical. Give this man a raise. Print it.
Children have been buying these eggs for decades.
For decades. No one said anything about Kinder Eggs.
Nobody's cracking down on it. Well, except for the American government saying the kids are too stupid, they choke on it, so they can't buy them in America.
Well, that's too.
Otherwise,
Yes. Otherwise, hey.
ethical. Children have never, ever, nobody has done a study that says that children buying Kinder Surprise eggs leads them to be horrible alcoholic gamblers.
Never seen it.
Never happened.
Might obese and diabetes.
Maybe. Wilford Brimley, Price is Right commercials.
Diabetes.
Check your blood sugar. Check it often.
These guys
But it's happened for years.
These guys are something. These guys are something else, man. So that's what they said.
That was their defense.
Okay.
Probably one of the weakest things I've ever heard.
I mean, you could have came up with a lot of different things, a lot of different analogies, but Kinder Eggs.
I think they also used the Pokemon card thing, which is
like
the
card packs?
Yeah, which is the closest thing that they could possibly come up with.
Yes.
But the thing is, their shit tends to be within a competitive environment, especially something like FIFA Ultimate Team, right? And so if you're within competitive environments with trading cards, you tend to just buy singles. You don't go out and spend $700 on booster packs and
Yes.
then hope that you land the cards that you need.
Yes. Well,
you just
also
go buy the singles.
Well, that's it, and they don't have the ability to buy the skin or for most times that the very specific item that you want to be able to purchase. A lot of the time is you have to open a crate, all those sort of things in order for that to happen. But that would have been a much better argument.
Yeah.
Is look at card games. People open up packs to try and get a rare card, a value of or whatever.
The context of how something happens is as important as the thing that's actually happening. So
Yes.
in this, the thing that's happening is young people purchasing, for all intents and purposes, a slot machine.
It's a slot machine.
A slot machine.
That's what it is.
Spin.
Yeah, and
Right?
and it's not even just that. It's also the experience when you buy it.
Yes.
So the endorphins are getting shot up through the roof because now you're gambling.
Exactly.
Right? And then on top of that, they make the game look like it's exciting and fun. It's this big thing. There's animations and
exactly
and sparkles and fucking like everything's being thrown at you, right?
So that is dramatically different from 9-year-olds out with their mom and they're at Walmart and the kid pulls on the mom's arm, "Can I have a pack of Pokemon cards?" That's a bit of a different situation.
Yes.
The context matters, and that's where making direct comparisons like this can get a bit wonky, because somebody will look at the card packs and go, "You know what? That's pretty much the same thing. FIFA Ultimate is literally opening up digital card packs.
Yes.
How is that different from somebody opening up, a kid opening up a pack of cards in real life?"
Yeah.
And the answer to that is the context in which it happens.
Yeah.
Is very different.
Well, you could say the same thing about buying lottery tickets and scratch tickets.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, we're going to go to a scratch ticket place. I'm going to buy some scratch tickets. I'm going to buy 5 of them.
Yeah.
And I'm going to scratch them, and then there's a chance that I can win money.
That's
it's gambling.
That's different than going to a casino where everything in the casino is built to
designed to entice you to gamble.
To gamble further.
Yes.
Instead of just going and buying
in fact,
a couple and
there's
and
no
leaving.
clocks on the walls.
Yeah.
The bathrooms are far from each other.
Lights are always
the
up.
lights are always on. Air conditioning's
They're
pumping fresh air.
Well, they're not just pumping fresh air. They're pumping in higher O2 level air.
Yes,
keep
you awake
longer.
Yes.
Yeah.
The games are designed to hook you. The way the music is for it to be catchy and so that when you hear the jingle, you're more enticed to go there. These games, they are quite literally.
Yeah,
they are masking themselves as they're casino masked as a fun loot thing that you have a chance to win something great.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's what it is. And listen, I'm not against loot boxes. I'm tired of seeing them. Just put a goddamn thing up on the screen, a warning, and tell people that this is what this is what is happening. Open packs responsibly, or fucking.
Do cocaine responsibly.
Just put up something there. Be over the age of X amount, or whatever. Just put something on the screen.
So that should definitely be a thing. The problem is parents are still going to come after them, because it's the same as when we had the ESRB here in North America, where it's the rating system. And a game could be M for mature.
Yeah.
And if you're buying it at a storefront, or even on Steam where you're supposed to have your age, not that it's particularly hard to fake your age, parents were just buying these games for their kids anyway.
Yes.
Has M, for mature right on the package, with like blood, gore, violence, sexual themes,
007, let's go buy it.
And then they go, "Oh, well, what did you do to my kid?" Like, bitch, you fucking
went out
idiot.
and bought it.
You bought it for your child. It's called Grand Theft Auto. What exactly?
It's called Red Dead Redemption.
Did you expect?
It's called Grand Theft Auto.
Call of Duty with a bunch of army guys on the front. Do you think it was going to be sunshine and fucking rainbows?
It's called Grand Theft Auto.
So they could do that, and I still think they should. There should be warnings that pop up.
Just put up a warning,
etc. Gate it, just like on Twitch or something, or other websites. It's 18 plus. You have to say, so that it removes the liability, and at that point, it's on the parents.
Yes. Yeah.
At the end of the day,
You've got an E for everyone video game
yeah,
with adult gambling inside.
yes,
Which just makes absolutely no sense. You
Well,
know?
it makes great sense as far as money
it makes great sense for them.
Money's
I mean,
concerned.
hey, you know what? They could even put it on the boxes or on the back of the boxes. Hey, you know, like some sort of universal loot box symbol or something, so that people just know, parents know, you know, that hey, when you buy this game, there is going to be an element of gambling on it or an element of whatever, you know, purchase responsibly or fucking. I don't
Anything.
know. Literally,
as soon as they have something that
anything.
pops up and dominates the screen,
Yeah, just for a
that
second.
you're forced to click through on,
Yeah.
and agree to.
It's fair game.
Fair game now.
Yep. But they know as soon as they do that, they're going to lose on a lot of business.
Exactly.
Right? That's why they don't. That's why they don't want to do
that
it.
shit as much as possible.
Yeah.
Rumors again. Lots of rumors this time or this week. Rumors are that the Final Fantasy VII Remake release in March is in fact 2 discs of just Midgar.
Oof.
So not 1 disc of Midgar and then something else that comes up after, but the rumors are that it is in fact 2 straight discs of Midgar. It's a lot of Midgar, Jeff.
It's too much Midgar. I mean, unless they do it really.
You ask somebody what their least favorite part of Final Fantasy VII is,
It's Midgar.
it's Midgar.
Yeah.
99% of the time.
Now, I won't complain if they make Midgar a really exciting part of the story, then okay. But, I mean, if
2
you're
discs
also.
of Midgar?
I wonder how much gameplay 2 discs are.
Well, that's
'Cause
just
there's-
it, because people were saying, I saw so much. But if this is like all 4K assets, all uncompressed audio
Yeah.
on these discs, that
10 hours
is
each.
a lot of
Yeah.
data.
Fuck ton.
So, that by itself could run it up. And this could be like a 15-hour long game, right? And just be on 2 discs because of the sheer volume.
Oh, there's no way we're looking at like 50, 60 hours. There's a zero chance.
I don't think so.
Unless you literally went through every nook and
I
cranny.
think you stretch it 20, 30.
Yeah.
I think it's 15, 20.
Yeah.
And people are going to be pissed.
Yep.
Because then they're going to find out, I got to wait another 2 years,
To play another 15 hours of
play another 15
Final
hours
Fantasy.
for another $70. And then they're going to buy it then. And then they're going to find out it's another 2 years for another 15 hours
Yep.
for another $70.
Yep. And then 2 years later, my son's 8. He's playing it.
Yep. Jedi: The Fallen Order, another EA special of sorts, is actually okay. So it's you saw bits of the Jedi Fallen Order stuff, right?
I did.
And they showed super linear,
Yes.
kind of boring ass looking
Yes.
gameplay. Like really nothing happened. They walked down a few corridors. We saw a few death animations. And like some quirky stuff like slowing down time and moving the guy with force powers in front of the blaster bolt. And oh, that'll be fun one time. And then that was pretty much what they showed off. And they're like, oh, here's a droid that's sassy and has the typical droid, humor.
Mm-hmm.
Main character looks like he hit every ugly stick on the way down the tree. And then looks like he's bland as fuck. Like no distinguishable features on this person at all. He looks like he's an extra from a fucking Star Wars movie that they gave a leading role. And that was the demo. And that was supposed to get people excited. Well, as it turns out, the people that played the demo on the show floor afterwards or saw it went, why the fuck did you not show this? Because apparently Jedi: The Fallen Order is actually a bit Metroidy. Like Super Metroid, in that you have a ship and a crew, you visit planets in any order that you want, and as you gain new abilities, you can go back to any of those worlds, and you will be able to access new areas on those planets. Just like Metroid, you get new abilities, you go back, you can open different doors, you can do different things. Why would they not show that? That sounds so much more interesting than whatever the shit they showed us. That would get me interested in the game at least a little bit.
Yeah.
What they showed us, I don't give a fuck
Just
about
big
that game.
generic shit, bro.
And then you're going to tell me over here that you're trying to do some choose your own adventure Metroidvania ability shit. Like, that sounds way more intriguing than here's some corridors where we're going to use lightsaber throw and force choke.
Bro, they're just... I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. Sure.
Does that sound any more interesting to you?
I mean, yes, because what we had before was literally... It's a hard no.
I still don't
care.
The main character looks so boring.
So
boring.
You know what the chances of me buying a single player Star Wars game is? None.
There used to be so many good ones.
Yeah, it's absolute zero.
And this is Respawn.
This is zero chance.
This is Apex Team.
I don't give a fuck.
Making a single player Star Wars game.
It's a no. The game's gonna have to come out and just people are gonna have to rant and rave about it before I would ever consider buying the game.
Sergio with a 2 spot said, "You guys going to the new Child's Play?"
Yes, I will. Mark Hamill is playing Chucky. So
that pretty much sells the movie.
That gets me in the seat
by itself.
Yeah, that gets me in the seat.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the thing. Following that up, I have a little link. You're going to want to watch this if you can. Just it's My Friend Pedro, which people saw bits and pieces of at E3. Looks insane in the best way possible. It is a game that I want to see people speedrun. I want to see people speedrun it and do no damage run because it's batshit.
Oh yeah. Oh shit! You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the old school
Max Payne.
Yeah, remember the old? No, not even that. We're talking E-Bombs World.
Oh, well,
fucking
that's
stick figure
that's what
type
it's like.
shit.
It's a flash game turned basically indie. Dude, whatever the fuck.
This shit looks like fire.
And dude, it's like for some reason there's a lot of bananas.
It's like very Contra-like. Oh, there is bananas that come just randomly out on the screen.
And the main cover thing there is I'm pretty sure a banana. But dude, they do some wild shit.
Oh, he's on a skateboard. Dude, this is pretty cool. Ooh, that's dope. It reminds me of almost like if Deadpool was like a fucking crazy arcade game, like a yeah. No, it looks dope. That looks dope.
So I just thought I'd throw that out there. Aos I think sent that to me.
Looks cool.
It looks pretty good.
When's
Definitely
that
check out My Friend Pedro. I think it's coming out this year sometime. Might even be really soon for all I know. But looks good and definitely will be a fun speedrun game.
Oh, definitely.
That will be dope as a speedrun game.
Definitely.
Following that, Kim Fan, global esports director for Blizzard, leaves Blizzard.
I saw that.
At this point, who's left?
Everybody at Activision.
Yeah, there's nothing. There's nobody left. Like, for real.
Well, Blizzard's gone, bro.
Blizzard is a
gone.
husk.
It's gone.
It's a husk.
Blizzard's gone, bro. Those days are dead, man. Those days are dead.
So now we don't have... so they lose the guy who created Overwatch League and made that what it is. And then less than a month later, they lose the head of esports.
Is it a coincidence?
I think not.
Probably not. Obviously she's...
it's already available. My Friend Pedro. Apparently.
Oh, fuck. Well, there you go. That's cool. Obviously, you never know. She might have just wanted a change in career, legitimately. But something tells me that a lot of the old schoolers are going, either they're being pushed out or they just don't have the control or the ability, the free will to do what made them great before.
Yeah, I think that's it.
And they're over it.
Or they're looking at it going, I can't even salvage this if I wanted to.
Yeah, and I'm getting out.
And this is going to drag my career down.
Yeah.
I need to get out while I still have a reputation.
Yeah, yeah. I personally believe that's probably what it is. It's just the Activision chokehold. That's all. That's what it is. They're in the business of making money, which every business should be in that business, but they are egregiously so.
Oh man, it's bad.
They are.
Oh, it's bad.
I mean, they don't give a fuck.
No, they really don't.
They
give
actually
a fuck.
don't give a fuck. They need to turn money. They need to make shareholders happy, and they will cut out any and every game that is not cranking a certain ROI, and that is the show.
What does Blizzard look like in 5 years?
Well, it looks like Blizzard is, in my opinion, it'll be the games that they're known for, but just a shell of Blizzard. It will be memories. I think it'll be more of like, you know what, World of Warcraft's still here, Hearthstone's still here, and StarCraft is somewhere in there, and it'll be more like, remember the good old days. Those games are still available to play, but I think the connectedness of the community, the spirit of Blizzard, the excitement behind Blizzard is gonna be completely gone and dead. I think people are gonna get more excited about other publishers coming out with new games than if Blizzard starts announcing new IPs. Especially since I believe that probably for the next decade, we're just gonna keep getting the same regurgitated Blizzard bullshit, but only on mobile. I literally think I think that's where we're going. I don't see a new IP coming. I don't see any of that. I think they're just going to milk the IPs they have, and they're going to put them on the phones, and they're going to make fuck tons of money, and that'll be the show.
I agree with the majority of what you just said. I think there is a new IP coming. I think we're going to hear about it within the next year. But I think that within 5 years, it's no longer Activision Blizzard.
It's Activision.
It's just Activision, and Blizzard is just a developer under the Activision umbrella.
Yeah. Activision launcher coming soon.
And that will be it. Because they're riding on WoW pretty hard right now.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to obviously hope that their mobile division stuff does very well. But I think there will be a new IP.
World of Warcraft on the phone coming soon.
Oh, so to some degree they'll have some Warcraft-related
100%.
thing on the phone. Yeah.
Dude, they'll have full-blown Warcraft on the phone.
Yeah.
I can guarantee it.
Yeah.
And it'll be huge.
Overwatch 2. Yeah, I'm not... Oh, yeah, it's a major thing, Overwatch 2. So, yeah, Overwatch 2 is the thing apparently confirmed. But, which is weird to me, because Overwatch was built to not need a sequel. But I think it's dying so much.
I think they need it. I think
they need it for like the publicity boost.
Yes, and like give everybody a second chance. It's kind of like what I said about Apex. You need to just wipe it clean.
Yeah,
come in fresh and new.
Yeah,
get some new game mechanics. Change the way the game is built, because if you do a number 2, you can get rid of overtime completely if you wanted to, and it's like a new version. If you just got rid of it in Overwatch, there'd be a problem.
But
right?
But when I say new IP, that's not a new IP. That is
just the same IP.
It's a sequel to a game that was never supposed to have a sequel.
Yeah.
I'm talking about a new, not core Blizzard IP. I think is going to get announced in the next year or so, and then 5 years out.
Oh, what is that?
I think the biggest.
What?
I have no idea. It could be a mobile exclusive game. It could be whatever. But I think that. Because I think Activision is not okay with the typical Blizzard development cycle, where it's out when it's ready, takes forever and ever, and it might do well when it comes out, but the ROI, like you were saying, based on the years that it took to get them to that development point,
not worth
it.
Yeah.
So we're going to start cracking down on that. We're going to start having them crank some stuff out that might require a new IP to be able to fit into that new mold.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think, 5 years, I think it's just Activision, and I think Blizzard is a developer underneath the Activision umbrella.
Makes me sad.
And that's the show.
That makes me sad, because Blizzard, when even just like 5 years ago, Blizzard was the company. I mean, for almost forever, but even just 5 years ago, they were the company to be excited about, like all the time.
Anytime they release something, good.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
And when they said it'd be ready when it's ready, nobody complained,
because
they
it was
knew
be good
when it came out, it was ready to be out. It's none of this fucking shit, and here we are.
It doesn't take much. And some people think the classic WoW is going to like have this big resurgence. I'm going to tell you this right now.
No,
it's not.
No. It's already died.
It's gonna have people play it.
Oh fuck yeah!
It's not gonna save Blizzard.
Fuck no.
It's not gonna be.
They'll make a shit ton of money.
It's not gonna be bigger than regular WoW.
No, fuck no.
There's gonna be a subsection of the WoW community that makes use of it because it's on their same subscription, fee. and they'll play it some. A lot of them, we talked about this before, a lot of them are going to look at it and go, man, Classic WoW was awesome. And they go back and they go, wow, Classic WoW was not awesome. Because all these quality of life things that we've gotten used to no longer exist here.
Yep.
And they've forgotten about those things.
Yep.
And people are already like they don't remember or they never experienced it. They straight up think that they're bugs. But they're not. That was just how Classic WoW was.
It's just the way it is.
So, it's not looking so hot. Doc's ban might be 30 days.
Well, it has to be because he's been banned for 7 already, and he's still not back.
So Doc's ban may be 30 days according to a clip that's now been taken down from Viss's stream. Viss, if you don't know who Viss is, he's another big FPS.
So he must be friends
TSM
with Doc.
player. He's close with Doc.
Yeah, so Doc probably told him like it's 30 days.
Yeah,
and he might have leaked it by accident.
Or he heard something through the grapevine or whatever the fuck, right? And
I
30 days.
figured it was either going to be 7 or 30.
Yeah,
right.
It could be 2 weeks. So if it's 2 weeks, then we see him back next week, and if not, then we're like July 10th or something.
I don't even think I've heard of a 2-week ban.
I
thought it just went like 1 day. But it's Doc.
It's
right?
Doc.
It's Doc.
Like there's.
I also thought it might be, since there's likely some legal problems going, like legal things, that they may just hold the ban until all the legal shit is dealt with,
then come right,
and
back
then
around.
come back because they might go, you know what, if he's being sued by the parents of the young one or by anybody else, or the state is just finding him or whatever. They might just wait until all that's done, because you guarantee like his lawyer's involved and shit. Like there's no way in fuck this just ended right there.
Yeah.
Something's definitely has gone down. I mean, even E3 itself, like the people that run it might even have had a big issue with him.
Well,
doing
they
what he did,
revoked
right?
his access,
yeah.
so
yeah. So I mean, you never know. He'll be back. He'll be back.
He'll be back for sure.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all I got for that.
Cool.
Mr. Black.
Yeah.
Hit me up with the sounds of movies and TV.
Movies and TV.
If you're watching this on YouTube right now, hit the like button, smash it. Make it happen. Crush it. Make it beg for mercy. And if you're on the RSS feed on iTunes or Spotify or Google Play Music or pretty much anywhere else, maybe you're using Podcast Addict or some other RSS feed, stop on over to the YouTube video.
Stop on.
Do the same thing. Leave us a comment, something about the show that you liked, or if you had something you wanted to talk about that we covered here this week, we'd love to hear from it.
Yeah, go check out Technical Alpha Patch Notes, which is just a Life's a Glitch TV 2 channel.
Yep.
Link is in the description of this video. If you
is.
can't watch the full podcast, every day there is a clip at 10 a.m. Eastern that goes up. All the E3 coverage that Adam did, along with all kinds of other hot topics. Our boy Mark has been pumping those bad boys out. People have been enjoying them.
Crushing them.
So there's that.
Go
too.
check it out.
Yeah.
And then, of course, patreon.com/LagTV. If you want to join in the community there, maybe you have some StarCraft games you want to have casted. Maybe you just want to financially support the podcast and help us keep this bad boy going. That is the place to do it.
Lots of StarCraft coming up, guys. We cast a shit ton for the charity events. And also, we managed to sneak in several Patreon casts during those events as well. So you're not just going to get the charity cast, but you're also going to get your Patreon games still cast
absolutely
over the next month to 2 months while we release all that content.
So movies and TV, a few things that I have this week for once. It's been a while since I've had anything to really talk about. Endgame is getting a re-release with bonus footage and a new end credits scene.
Yeah, saw that.
What are your thoughts?
Well, they're just doing it to see if they can catch Avatar.
That's all that they.
I think they were 40. I think they were 45 million away from.
That's all it is.
From beating them.
Yeah.
So they're going for the Hail Mary. They're adding finally a post-credit scene. They're adding in, I think, a little bit of extra footage, and that's really about it. In hopes that they can catch it. Do I think they're going to catch it? No, I don't. But you never know. Also, Avatar came out like 11 years ago, so even if they do catch it, the inflation difference between that and now is absolute. It's astronomical.
Yeah.
My ticket price when I went to go see Avatar was just over $7. Now it's $19 to go see an IMAX 3D movie. So
It's a bit of a step up, Jeff.
It's like 20 years from now, somebody beating out the biggest movies of all time, but you're not counting for inflation. So it's much easier to do that because ticket prices are quite literally triple or quadruple what they were 11 years ago.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
All it is just for headlines. That's all it is. Want to say biggest grossing movie of all time.
Well, I'm just trying to think of what the new post-credit scene is supposed to be.
I think I want to say that
Spider-Man related.
I don't know if it's. I think it might be leading up to Spider-Man. And then I also heard through the grapevine that there might be a tribute or something to Stan Lee, which is
That's
possible
another
too.
possibility, yeah.
But I don't. Or
at
both.
the same time.
Could be both. All right. Who knows? But at the end of the day, they're going for it. I mean, they are pretty close, so we'll see if it happens. I don't think it's going to happen, but if it does, congratulations. It
Good
deserves
job.
all the monies. Do your thing.
Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige has
Feige.
Feige, is that his name?
Yep.
Wow, that is the last pronunciation I would have guessed for that name. Kevin Feige.
There you go.
Thank you. Has been contacting, apparently, Keanu Reeves frequently, trying to find the right way to work him into the MCU.
Of course he is. I mean,
But this has been apparently for like
a while.
years,
Yeah.
trying to get him in.
I mean,
Who does Keanu Reeves squeak in the MCU?
I think
I'm not going to say no to Keanu fucking Reeves being in the MCU. I can't. It's Keanu fucking Reeves.
I think if Keanu goes into the MCU, I think he's gonna have to play. I think he's gonna have to play an X-Men.
I want him to be Gambit.
I don't, and that's the first person I thought of because he kind of looks like him.
I want him to be Gambit.
But let's be real.
Can he do a Cajun accent?
But let's be real here. Fucking Channing Tatum
Yeah.
is born to be Gambit. I don't give a fuck. That is Gambit.
I'll take either or at this point. I just want the movie made. Just give me the movie.
As much as I love Keanu Reeves,
Just give me the fucking movie.
I take Channing Tatum or whatever, Channing Tatum as Gambit any day of the week over Keanu Reeves. Let's just be real.
I'll take either as long as the movie's made and it doesn't suck.
Yes, but I could definitely see him playing an X-Men of some sort. I'm just trying to think of who in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because now X-Men is going to be part of that he could possibly play that would make sense. He's not a really big beefy character, so he kind of has to play. I don't know.
But I think he could be though. I mean, if you see him when he's training and stuff, Keanu has the genetics to be a beefier guy.
Yeah, I mean, you put him on the juice, but I mean, even still, like, I would, you'd say something like Wolverine, but I just don't pick. Keanu's just not that good of an actor either.
Well, he's also too old to be Wolverine for what they probably want to do with Wolverine at this point.
Well, did you see on the at a convention where Jason Momoa was one of the masked?
Yeah.
Who would you like to be in a Marvel? And he said Wolverine. He's been
way too big for Wolverine.
He's chomping at the bit.
Wolverine is literally supposed to be like 5'8" or 6.
Yeah, he's pretty small, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's movies.
And even then, I don't see him as Wolverine. I see him as Sabretooth.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, that's an easy one, but Sabretooth isn't a big enough,
No,
big enough character. He's not going to have his own stuff, right?
I could see him as several things other than Wolverine.
Yeah, I don't see Keanu. I mean, that they're gonna have to think. I mean, it'd also be pretty cool to see Keanu Reeves in a Deadpool movie, playing a villain, or or even being in a Blade movie with Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes, yeah.
That would be cool. I don't know what kind of character he could play.
He could be a vampire.
He could he'd pull off a vampire easily.
Yeah.
Very, very easily.
But I think they want him as a leading role in something. I don't think they want him as like a side piece.
No.
I think they want to cash in on Keanu
I don't even know if
Reeves.
Keanu would want to be part of, because he doesn't seem like the type of guy that wants to be locked down to a big franchise like that for many movies.
Yeah.
He seems like a guy that's like, you know what, I'll do it once, maybe twice.
Well, they compared him to Jake Gyllenhaal getting in with this where he's what's his name? He's a villain as well. Mysterio.
Mysterio. Thank you.
So I think that would be probably what they're going to have to do with Keanu as well. It's not like 5 movies.
Fuck no.
It's one
He ain't
movie.
going to be part of the Avengers.
It's fucking one movie, and that's the show.
Yeah.
So
maybe a cameo down the road. That's it.
So I think one of the X-Men in an X-Men movie, and just not one that's like headlining it, so that he doesn't have to be in like 5 movies. Get him in there and do whatever. Now, which one? God only knows. And if it wasn't an X-Men, if it wasn't X-Men and you know, so it wasn't Gambit or something like that, then if it was regular MCU, there's probably a bunch of superheroes that I just don't even know of that somebody could think of that might come up in this next phase that people would go, he would fit this role that I just don't know.
Yeah.
Because this next phase is starting to reach into superheroes that I don't like have very much knowledge of in the first place.
Yeah.
So there's probably a number that he'd fit that I just wouldn't know.
Yeah, and it's also, you got to think, like, his delivery and his tone and voice, like, if there's one thing that he hasn't changed in really any role, is sounding like Keanu Reeves.
Well, it's 'cause he just plays himself.
He's not he's a good actor, but his range isn't fucking. So, like, playing somebody like Wolverine, or playing somebody like even Magneto, or playing somebody that is got a lot of beef to them, like in a meaty role, without it looking like Keanu Reeves. I mean, I'm sure Keanu could play those things, but it would. I don't think it would be.
He hasn't really taken many roles that has challenged him to go outside of that.
Yeah,
and he probably just doesn't feel like doing it. Can he do it? Probably. I think he has it in him. He just has decided not to do it, and most of his roles have just allowed him to just kind of be Keanu Reeves.
Yeah,
right.
I think we kind of nailed it. I think something in the Blade universe. I haven't read the Blade comics. I don't even really remember much of the Blade movies because I was pretty young when they came out. But I think if you gave him either as Blade's sidekick or the villain, like another vampire that he's got to fight, I think that'd be a great shoe-in. You can almost picture Keanu Reeves being like.
But do people want to see Keanu Reeves as a bad guy though? He'd almost have to be an anti-hero, because I don't know if anyone wants to see Keanu Reeves actually be the bad guy. They're used to seeing.
But I think that'd be
Reeves
cool too.
I think
that'd be.
It's like
I think
Hulk
that'd be
Hogan
cool.
turning heel.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool though, because we're getting something different from him.
Yeah.
You know, and it can be a bad guy that doesn't need to die at the end of the movie. It doesn't have to be like, oh, bad guy, we have to kill him. It just could be a really a bad character that, you know, is whatever. I have no idea, but I think Blade is probably and it's rated R. It would likely be rated R. So he could, and he's got a great with action. I'm sure he could do some crazy shit. You put a samurai sword in his fucking hand, and you'd probably see him do some pretty fucking wild shit. I mean, we saw him in that fucking samurai movie that was out. That wasn't very good, but it was Keanu Reeves, so it was still good.
Keanu Reeves has trained so many different things now for all these movies.
Yeah.
That you could slot him into any action role, and he's going to do 95% of the stunt work, short of getting hit by a car.
Yeah.
Or some stupid shit.
Yeah.
And he's going to do everything else.
Straight
and not
up.
only is he going to do it, he's going to do it better than pretty much everyone else in Hollywood.
Yes.
I can't think of anyone off the top of my head.
Oh, he's so dedicated, man. He's like the Tom Cruise of fucking whatever he does.
Yeah.
Like, he's just that dedicated and that focused.
Before, like, Tom Cruise was Keanu Reeves before Keanu Reeves really started popping off on all these action movies. In terms of Tom Cruise doing his own stunts and being part of the action, but Tom Cruise can't hold fucking candlestick Keanu Reeves right now. It's not even close.
No, not in that way. No,
not even close. He's a better actor than Keanu Reeves,
of course. But
but as far as like the action side of things, no. Sorry, Tom.
Fuck, put Tom Cruise and Keanu Reeves in a movie together and have them fucking square off with each other. Fuck, I'd watch the shit out of that.
Yeah,
I'd watch the fuck out of that. Put him in Mission Impossible.
Tom Cruise in high heels.
Make Keanu Reeves the fucking main villain, the next Mission Impossible movie, and have them fucking throw down.
Keanu Reeves Bond villain.
I'd fucks with that too. Just give me more Keanu Reeves. Give me.
That's really what we're getting down to
here.
Give
me Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves, James Bond
against Idris Elba, in a James Bond movie.
Yes.
And I'm fucking.
Yes.
I'm so there. It's ridiculous.
Yes.
Yes. Just give me that.
3 movies of that.
Give me
a trilogy.
Give me that.
Of Idris Elba
and Keanu Reeves.
Fucking Reeves.
Give me that.
Yes.
I'm in the seat. thrice. I'm in the fucking Thursday night seat after the podcast. I'm there. Please.
100%. People are saying Adam Warlock. I don't know who that is.
Adam Warlock, I do believe he's like I think he's going to be like
is he a
big,
warlock?
Well, I don't really. I'm going to assume he's a warlock.
I searched it, and the first thing that I see is Keanu Reeves' face.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I thought Adam Warlock is supposed to be like a big villain.
Somebody else said Ghost Rider, which he likes bikes.
I could see that. Oh, I could really see that.
Because before him it was Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, I could definitely see this Adam Warlock. I don't know much about the character. I've heard about him though.
He's a blonde-haired dude though.
Yeah, he dyes hair.
Do we want to see Keanu Reeves blonde? That look weird as fuck.
It look different.
He's got like a little mask thing. I mean, maybe.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, Keanu Reeves could play Moon Knight Adam Warlock in a. All right. Could see him in Guardians of the Galaxy.
So what is Adam Warlock's thing, though? Like, what is his power?
A fictional character. Let me see here. I don't know much. I heard somebody on one of the podcasts I listened to, they were talking about Adam Warlock. Let me see here. So Soul Gem, Adam Warlock, Rebirth. I don't know. I'll have to look into this. Oh,
he's part of the Guardians of the Galaxy?
Ooh.
That explosion sent him hurtling towards Earth.
Oh.
Where when he emerged from a psychic cocoon, he met the mighty Thor for the first time.
Oh, he met mighty Thor.
Adam Warlock kidnapped his girlfriend, Lady Sif.
Oh.
Rip.
Straight savage.
Angry, goes after Adam, and they both start to just wail on each other.
So yeah, he's a bad character.
He was able to beat Adam, causing him to retreat and fly off into space.
Oh, he's one of the cosmic powered guys?
Yeah, and the cosmic universe is what's coming up next.
Oh, so we're getting into like all of the universe ending power.
Yeah, we're getting into the big bad boys.
Yeah,
like if this was Dragon Ball Z, we're beyond Super Saiyan 3 now.
Yeah, we're Super Saiyan God.
We're in God.
Yeah,
we're in God mode and shit. We're just waiting to get it going Ultra Instinct. So yeah, I guess I could see that. I could see Adam Warlock, even though I don't know much about the character. But fuck me, give me Idris Elba and Keanu Reeves and call it a day.
Yes. Or like we just said, just give me Keanu Reeves. Wherever you can get him in.
Yeah, just give me that.
Get him in there. Like he had like that cameo in that Netflix movie that was like pretty mediocre, but then his entire scene was absolutely fucking god tier.
Yes. Oh yeah, Kayla watched that the other night. She said it was funny.
Yeah.
So right now there's also been talks about because Robert Pattinson is going to be our next Batman.
Macaulay Culkin. Is that where you're going with this?
No.
Because he was rumored to be opposite him as Joker.
Robin?
No, it's Joker.
Oh, it's Joker.
Yeah.
No fucking way.
Macaulay Culkin Joker. I could fucks with that. He looks like he's done enough meth.
Oh, he has done meth, I think.
Dude, I think he could do a good Joker.
Okay, all right. So before we get into that,
yeah, sorry, but continue.
Yeah, okay, you know what? Fuck it. Let's talk about that for a second.
All right, Macaulay Culkin Joker. He attacks Batman with paint cans.
I thought you were gonna go with Robin.
RC cars.
Joker. That's interesting.
He's too old for Robin. I mean, he's got a baby face, but dude's like fucking 48 years old.
Is he? He's not that old, is he?
He's pushing 40.
Yeah, he's probably in his late 30s.
He's pushing
probably
40.
like 36, 37.
Yeah, the drugs got to him.
That's an interesting choice. I would have preferred somebody like Skarsgård, the guy who plays It.
Yeah, I know who. Yeah.
I think he'd play a great Joker,
Yeah.
obviously, but being two clowns would be kind of
that's probably pushing
weird.
a bit.
Yeah. Macaulay Culkin, that's interesting. Does he have the chops for it? I don't know. I don't really know. Here's the other thing. I don't want to see Joker in this Batman movie. All right, because we're getting Joaquin Phoenix. We're getting Joaquin pretty soon.
Yeah.
So we're getting like the origin story of him.
Yeah.
We just had fucking what's his face Butcher Joker. Emo Joker.
Yeah. The cat noises.
Yeah.
Joker. Oh my God, Jared Leto.
All right, he went fuck.
Jared Leto.
I need a break from Joker.
Yeah.
Give us some other There's
a lot.
There's so many. Like,
where's
bad
Penguin
guys.
at?
Yes, give us.
Where's the Riddler?
Exactly.
Macaulay Culkin Riddler.
I'd fucks with that. But what I was getting at is
Jim Carrey comes back as old Riddler.
No. Listen, Jim Carrey is busy making Sonic movies. So right now, rumor is they're looking for a Superman to play alongside
Macaulay Culkin Superman.
That's what I thought you were originally going with when I first started talking about it. I was like, no fucking way. Because they are keeping Wonder Woman.
Right.
But there's a very high probability Henry Cavill is no longer going to be Superman, which
Okay.
makes me sad because I
He
actually
was a really
really
good
like
Superman,
Superman.
yeah.
But it also gives me hope because he was excellent in the last Mission Impossible, and I
Yeah.
hope we see more of him in those. And we've got him playing the main lead in the Witcher series that's coming out.
Yes.
As well. So he's been filming that.
Yeah.
But who do you think could make a good Superman alongside Robert Pattinson's Batman?
Oh. So, okay, do we know the tone of this, where this movie's going?
We don't. But we do know that obviously the Batman is relatively young, in his 30s.
Okay.
So the Superman, even though Superman is really old, they're probably going to want him to be at a similar looking age. Because you look at
Right.
Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill looks like he's an entire generation older than Robert Pattinson.
Yeah,
like
yeah. Well,
it's
it's his look.
his look, right?
just his
Even
look,
though
yeah.
he's probably maybe 7 or 8 years older.
Well, he looks like somebody who's out of the 50s. Like
Yes,
he's got
exactly.
he's got the cleft
Class-
chin.
yeah,
he's
he's-
got the whole,
Yeah, he looks like a grown ass man shit,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
he's grown. Robert Pattinson, he looks like a young fucking
he's a
dude,
grown-ass
right?
teenager.
Exactly. So we need somebody to go up.
Man, that's a hard...
aside.
Superman's not an easy cast.
He's not. So, the first rumor that went around
Okay.
was Mr. Jon Snow himself
Nope.
playing Superman.
In platform heels?
I think he is 5'9". I think he's 5'9" or 5'10".
Superman's at minimum
I know he's
6'2".
yes. He's supposed to be big.
Minimum.
Yeah, but obviously there's movie magic too. I mean, you looked at Mission Impossible.
But just looking at him, he
Yeah.
does not, even shaven in any way, shape, or form,
Yeah.
resembles
well, he's
a Superman.
yeah. I mean, I could kind of picture it with his hair, and if obviously he'd beef up. It's not like he's a small dude to begin with.
No, he's in
but
good shape.
But
So you're talking about Kit Harington.
Kit Harington, correct. So there's been that type of rumor.
Oh man, that's hard.
Yeah, there was a couple of other what was the other dude? Did you see the show on Netflix called the one with all the superheroes? The Umbrella something?
Oh, I haven't seen it, but I know what you're talking about.
There's
yeah.
a big fucking dude that plays like he plays like a big fucking almost like Juggernaut like dude. He's almost like a somebody's
Okay.
gonna say his name in the chat. That actor, he's actually like 6'5" in real life, big fucking dude. Kind of got that look here. I'm gonna try and find him. Somebody will say his name or say.
What about the guy? What about the guy who plays Bjorn Ironside in the Vikings?
Oh, that dude.
He's the biggest of all of Ragnar.
See, I'd love-
Ragnar's sons.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about. Richard Madden's a good one. Richard Madden is the dude that played in also played in Game of Thrones. He was the Stark fuck man, I'm so bad with goddamn names. And then he played in The Bodyguard.
Oh,
Boom.
yeah. I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
I think he'd fucking pull it off.
Yeah. I'd be okay with that for sure.
Fuck yeah, man.
I'm on with that.
Yeah. I could definitely see. I could see him playing Bond too. I could really see him playing Bond. But yeah, this dude right here. Yeah, this guy. Oh, why did that just happen? Right there. You can't miss him.
Oh God, yeah. No, I know who. Yeah.
You know that guy.
He looks more like he looks more like he should be the villain in Mission
villain?
Impossible.
Yeah, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's tough, and you also got to make a guy that's gonna play
Alexander
well.
Ludwig is his name.
Alexander what?
He's Canadian. Alexander Ludwig. He's the guy who plays Bjorn. He's Canadian. What do you know? I had no idea.
Oh, there you go.
Because you want him to look young, right?
Yeah.
And he's got a baby face if he shaves off his whatever, but he's also got the hair for it. If you're gonna do the hair, he's also tall as shit and he's got a build for it. He'd be like a Henry Cavill if you put the weight on.
You know what? I see that, bro.
Yeah,
I can see that.
yeah.
I can definitely
He's
see.
got the crazy jaw.
Oh yeah.
He's got the crazy wide jaw and everything.
Yep.
I think he's my number one pick for.
You know what, dude? That's actually a really good pick.
Yeah,
That's a really good pick. If you guys don't know who that is, Alexander Ludwig.
yeah.
Check him out. I could definitely see him playing Superman. Actually, you know what, dude? That might be the best one. Besides, I mean, I really do like the sound of
I think the other guy that you're talking about, he has the face for it,
yeah.
but he also kind of looks like a different age group than he's in.
Yeah.
He's a classic face. He looks like a classic face.
I think you're right.
Whereas Robert Pattinson's really that new age, like kind of a fresh
And
looking
Alexander
face
Ludwig would fit
that
perfectly.
Yeah, yeah.
And he also this Ludwig guy, he's also got that. He also kind of looks like fuck. He's got that fucking look. I'm like almost. I don't want to say douchey look, but like the
He's
look.
smug.
Smug.
He's smug.
That's it. And
He's smug.
Superman has kind of got that smug,
He does.
look to him where
Yeah.
it's just like, you fucking good looking prick.
Yeah.
You've got the power. You've got,
I think that would be I think he's my top pick.
dude, I'm with you. You sold me on it.
And he's got acting chops. Like
Yes, he does.
Like he does very well in Vikings.
Yep. Yeah, he does.
So
Apparently he's in the new Bad Boys movie.
oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of funny.
Yeah. And I think he might be one of the main baddies.
So that might be like he could be. I doubt he's going to get picked for this, but he would be. I think he'd be a fantastic choice. And I think Vikings is going to really shoot him off into some movies and stuff because he's a good actor. He's the good looking dude. He's big. He can do a bunch of shit.
Mm-hmm. They'd probably get him on the cheap too. It wouldn't be like an actor where you'd be fucking paying him
not crazy amounts of
fucking
money.
insane amount of cash.
No.
He's a big guy. I mean, he's definitely well over 6 foot.
He looks
he's
like
got to
he's
be like
6'4".
6'2" at least. Like he seems like a big fucking dude.
Alexander Ludwig is,
And him on the juice, he'd get fucking yoked.
well, if you see him like just walking around, he's always in shape anyway. Like he's fucking jacked all the time anyway.
He's 1.88 meters.
Which is that's
And he's only 27.
That's 6'2".
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It's basically 6'2".
Yeah.
It's just under 6'2".
It's the height. It's good enough
So
height.
he is the Superman height. He's the 6'2". He's got the blue eyes. He's got the 4.5 kilometer wide jaw.
Yep.
He's got that little bit of a smug look.
Yep.
He's already in shape, and you put him on the juice like they put friggin' what's his name on the juice, and he'll be the size of a house. If they're going for that kind of Batman, maybe they're just going for like not the juice Batman.
Yeah.
But
No, we're
not
talking
Batman,
Superman.
Superman. Sorry, not the juiced Superman, but like the
Superman's got to be semi-juiced anyway. He's got to be
a little
fucking
bit.
big, right?
Cavill was getting a bit on the big side for
Dude,
me.
Cavill was looking like fucking.
He was looking like
he was
Dwayne
looking-
the Rock Johnson.
Well, that, and he was also looking like what's his face from the Avengers, fucking Captain America, fucking.
Oh, he was huge,
dude.
well, first of all, he was way bigger than Captain America.
Oh yes, but even Captain America from
Cap
when we
was
fuck,
getting-
dude, it's like every movie the guy.
Well, you look
upped
at Wolverine from
his
beginning
test.
to end. You look at his
Dude, fucking Captain America's shoulders was like
Huge.
it was like a fucking. He was walking around like a goddamn
and that
brick
really
shit house.
sucked for him because his natural body weight is nowhere
Fuck
near
no.
that
Oh,
shit.
we probably if you see him right now, you probably
Yeah.
go, "Are you sick?" Like,
Henry Cavill was already a pretty like a naturally big fucker
dude,
to
he's
begin
a
with.
fucking. He was a brick.
Yeah, he's a brick to begin with.
Shit house.
So you put him on the juice and work out. He's just
He was
size
so
of a
big
house.
in Mission
Yeah.
Impossible that they had to put baggy clothes on him because he was making Tom Cruise look like a little bitch.
Look like a bit. Well,
and
'cause
and you know how Tom Cruise is. He wants to be the star of the show. He
Hard
wants
to
to be
do
the
when you're
one,
5'4".
the alpha.
Yeah.
And he literally they're putting fucking like sweaters and shit, and he still looked like a fucking giant with a sweater on.
Well, when you weigh 280
bear.
pounds, you put a baggy clothes on, you still look huge.
Yeah, it was like fucking Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, he's enormous.
Yeah, it was like crazy. So yeah, I'm down with Alexander Ludwig. I'm down with him. I mean, I don't think he'd ever get the opportunity, but you never know. Fuck, that'd be huge.
That would be a big. I think it's perfect because, like you said, you get him on the cheap. He fits the look. He's got acting chops. I think that's it. I really don't know who. I mean, I couldn't think of anyone else off the top of my head.
No, fuck that. That's it. We don't even need to talk about it anymore.
No,
that's the one.
That's the show.
That's the one.
Speaking of somebody who's trying to break into some of these roles, Jason Momoa wants to do a twins movie, like they did with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito, but he wants to do it with Peter Dinklage. And I immediately went, okay, yes,
give me that.
Yes, okay,
give me all of that.
I'll take it.
Of course he does. Jesus.
Because they're friends from the set, right?
Yeah.
So now it's just like, fuck it, just let's do twins. Just
I
Jason Momoa,
could see that.
That would be fire. I'd be all over that shit, bro. I mean, Twins was a funny movie.
They get
to
the
begin
complete opposite
They
of
are.
each other. Like
Yeah.
they are. I don't think you get any more opposite of that.
That would be some funny shit. I'd watch it.
Dude, I want to see more Peter Dinklage. I hope that we see more Peter Dinklage because obviously, for little people to have roles in Hollywood and stuff. I mean, Peter Dinklage is a name that's big enough that could probably get him in there. But I have a funny feeling that we're going to see mostly Peter Dinklage in voice acting roles and not on camera. Because no matter how you look at it, Peter Dinklage, he's probably the best actor in all of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Definitely top 3, probably number 1 in terms of acting chops. But he's also he's killed the character so well. Like
it's going to be hard to see him as anyone else.
You put him into any fucking movie, bro. It's already bad enough that you've got, and it's not bad, but it's already distracting enough in Hollywood's eyes that he's little.
Yeah, exactly.
Then you put on top of the fact that he's also fucking Tyrion
Lannister,
Lannister in the biggest show of all time. You've got both those in one. How do you mask? I mean, let's be real. Even when we saw him in Infinity War,
it still stood.
It was
stood
still
out.
Peter Dinklage as big small Peter Dinklage.
That's
to the
what it was,
point where it was almost the worst part of the movie.
Yes,
because you were so into this world,
all
and then there's
Peter Dinklage. Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck? So
he might have to go away for a while and do voice acting work, and then hit the screen. After some time has passed.
Yeah. Or do a serious dramatic role, like you're going to be in those like Oscar type things,
or comedy, because he did the serious dramatic role with Game of Thrones.
Yep.
So that movie with fucking Jason Momoa might be what he needs to get people to see him as something other than.
Yep.
Because if he goes and does drama, people are probably going to read it as Tyrion Lannister.
Yeah.
But if he goes and does a bunch of humor and shit, it might be just enough to jar him out a little bit to open him up to some other possibilities.
Yeah, we'll see. I hope we get more Peter Dinklage.
Oh, 100%.
I need more Peter Dinklage in my life.
Absolutely. I would take that every single time. And I'm on board with twins.
I'm on board with it too.
You give me Jason Momoa and Peter Dinklage?
Fuck yeah, sign me up.
Let's go. Anything else?
No. I mean, finally movies are coming out soon, so
we're getting up on that summer season.
Yeah, I mean, it's been summer it's been the most lackluster summer so far in recent years. Like, like usually there is some fire out already. Basically, Endgame came out, and that was
the show.
There
hasn't really been any. Yeah, I mean, and Chucky is even coming out at a weird time.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. I mean,
an odd choice.
Even if Chucky's bad, at least it's got Mark Hamill playing
Mark
Chucky.
Hamill in there, and then who else has got Aubrey Plaza's in it?
Yep, it'll be all right. I think.
I just watched her Hot Ones episode before I came here.
Oh,
when I was
did you?
eating breakfast this morning. Yeah, she did that, and it was great. Aubrey is great.
Fuck. There was one other thing that just came to my mind, and now I lost it. Rip the dream. Anyway, let's move on.
Okay.
There was one other thing that I had, and
hit me up with the sound tech support.
Tech support. Oh, I got it. I watched You Son of a Bitch. So I was laying in bed.
Okay.
And I said, I'm gonna watch some Netflix for the first time in forever.
Okay.
To make me feel like
you watched Terrace House.
No, fuck no.
God damn it!
No.
Watch it, you whore!
I did see it on there, and I saw that 3-star rating as well. I didn't.
Bro, it's in top 5 most watched for a reason.
Yeah. All right. So I saw that Price is Right damn documentary
watch
thing.
it?
I watched it.
It's fire.
It was good. You know what? The dude, though, so for those that don't know, it's called The Perfect Bid.
Yeah.
And it's a documentary about a dude that is semi-autistic that went and wrote down, he's obsessed with The Price is Right.
Yeah, he was just a big fan.
Big. That's an understatement.
So he finds out that, or he starts to notice that he's seeing the same products show up over and over again. And so he was like, well, I wonder if this is really it, because if that's the case, then you can game the system.
Yes.
You know, you can just memorize all of it and you're good.
Yeah.
And so he started noticing it all, and he had a catalog of all of the various items, and if there were multiple SKUs of one item, there was usually maybe only 3 different versions at most.
Yeah, like cars, it would
Cars
use
and
different
stuff.
options. Like this one has AC and this one has such and such.
Exactly. And so, you know, you have that show up, and then he just became a bidding god.
Yeah.
And he'd show up every day after a while to get in onto the show in the crowd.
Yep.
Never got called up, but he would call out, and people in the front row would start to hear him.
Yeah.
And then he was just
Perfect
being
bids all the time.
And then Bob eventually picks up on it.
Yeah.
And anyway, he
basically
ends up,
became part of the show, and then eventually he got on.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
He had a shitty wheel spin, but he got on.
Yeah.
Of course, he won everything. You know, before
which was
that,
like nothing.
And then, unfortunately, once you get on once, there's a rule you can never get on again.
Yeah, you can't go on again. Yeah.
So, but he ended up going back at one point, and he ends up getting the perfect bid. For a dude,
the showcase showdown.
The showcase showdown, and the guy wins both, and they hit it right on the money,
which never
happened in the history. I mean, think about just think
the
about
odds
like
that
the
are
odds of that happening
0.
are next to 0.
Yeah.
But he had memorized and studied it so much. It was a big fucking thing. It was interesting. The guy though, excuse me, the guy
who is at Showcase Showdown.
Yes, no, but I'm talking about now the main dude.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He was kind of annoying. He was obviously he was
He liked to pump his own tires a little bit.
I mean, and you could see when people like they started tricking him and stuff, and then he caught on. He was like angry. You could tell he knows he's the fucking PIR god.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and he was like, you could see that, like, even when he would tell stories, he'd like start putting his chin up like in pride, like.
It was really weird. That,
it was,
he
was like very like almost like it's extreme prideful, narcissistic the way that he talked.
In his mind, it's like he finally gets on the show, he loses out at the wheel.
Yeah.
And so his entire thing is winning other people a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
And then nobody ever gives a shit about him ever again. Like his fame goes away, and now here comes Netflix.
Yes.
And so he's just like, you know,
dude,
here's my time.
Yeah, and you could tell like Drew Carey didn't like him. You could tell
Drew
was like fucking cutting him up. Bob Barker didn't really care. Rob Barker didn't really care. I mean, Bob. But like, and then the producers were like starting to get fucking salty with him and shit.
Well, when he called out the number for the Showcase Showdown,
that was when the shit hit.
And
the
then
fan.
the girl, the runner, one of the producers, looked down at her clipboard and she saw that it matched up exactly.
She was like,
she freaked the fuck out. They're on
dude, people got fired and shit.
Yeah, they were on commercial break, and so they were like,
what the fuck?
How did this happen? She runs over, she's trying to explain it. They're like in a mad whatever, trying to figure out exactly how this could possibly have come to be.
Yep.
And then sure as shit goes back from commercial, and
went They went with it.
And
like,
Drew goes out there, and he wasn't even excited about it.
He was like fuck.
Exactly.
Because people had gotten fired, and then they thought that there was a mole in the back that was sabotaging the show for the people that got fired,
leaking prices, and stuff like
prices
that.
and shit. But that wasn't the case at all. It was just this fucking Rain Man dude. Literally, Drew Carey called him like Rain Man. Came in and was just fucking spurting out all the shit.
Memorized
and it was
all.
like to the point where it was getting kind of annoying because I'm watching the show and it's like a dude that's spoiling
everything.
The show for everything.
Yeah.
I mean, every fucking showcase, and you could see all the video like of all of it, and there was no rule of not being able to spit out and help the contestants because that was part of it. But this guy literally had gamed the system so hard that it was like watching a movie and a dude spoiling every little thing before it even happened. And he was just like on his fucking like, I'm the fucking man. And it was a very interesting thing, but then towards the end of it, I'm like, this guy is kind of a douche.
Oh, he was 100% douchey.
Yeah, he was kind
but
of
then
a
the other
douche.
thing that was funny was that the guy who won the Showcase Showdown tried to pawn it off as that
He did it.
He and his wife sat down and studied it all and
You
everything.
fucking idiot. And you could see him too. They show things. He's sitting there looking at the guy and mouthing what he's like a 21,
Yeah.
21,
Oh, yeah.
152, 21, 20, and the guy's like, no,
Yeah.
21 something. He's 21 something. And then he would go and he'd give the number and he's acting like he's on radio.
Well, he was saying
and
that he was
shows.
looking at his wife in the crowd and not this other guy.
It was
and-
the fucking dude.
Yeah,
bro.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Fucking watch yourself some Terrace House. You
I'm not
son of a
watching
bitch.
the fucking Terrace House, bro.
The only season that you want to avoid is the one where they were in
All
Hawaii,
seasons.
because it was weak. Everything else, straight unadulterated.
Bro, I
fire.
listened to you for the Queer Eye for a Straight Guy. We watched like 3 episodes, and I was like,
That's a
I'm
good
done.
ass show, bro.
I don't know, man.
It's a good ass show, bro.
I don't know, man. It's not for me, brother. It's
That's
not
fair.
for me.
That's fair.
It's not for
they
me.
do good work on it, the show, though.
You know, it's a make you feel good show.
It's a feel good show.
But it reminds me too much of like the formulaic shit that was the house surprise thing where they go in and
Oh, yeah.
where you got
Well, that's
Ty
because
building
they have
houses.
5 different guys that are like different aspects of this person's life, and so it is
Yeah.
formulaic as shit,
Yeah.
right? It's not an organic
No.
show,
Nah.
for sure. But I like the guys in the show. Jonathan specifically makes me laugh fucking so hard. The dude is so gay. He is so fucking over.
Does that have
the
to do with the
top.
long hair?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's super gay.
He fucking makes me laugh every time.
Funny
because he's
dude.
so gay. He's just there are a lot of guys that I've known that are that level of gay, and then it annoys me when they're like that.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason,
Yeah.
I can't
See, that's-
hate Jonathan.
That's-
Jonathan
yeah.
makes me fucking laugh
Well,
every time.
That's kind
But
of where
what he's
I
like for
that's
you?
where I got where I was like, you know what? And it's not even just him. I think it's the combination of having, 5 different levels of gay.
Yes.
And it was just too
and
much.
it really is the like you go from one end, like the black guy
Yes.
who you would
You
never
wouldn't
guess in
even
a
know
million
he's
years.
gay, right?
And then like gradient, and then Jonathan's. You couldn't possibly not.
It was just like
know.
it was just too. It's just too much gay, not enough straight. And it's not because I have anything against it. Gay or any levels of gay.
Yeah.
It's just it was just too much flamboyancy and too much.
If you're not
over
used,
the top,
if you're
like,
not used to it, it can be.
But it's a good message show.
Oh, it
it's
is,
a make
for
you
sure.
feel good show.
Yeah.
It's got a good. It's got a lot of positivity in it, which is great. It's just a little bit too much in my face, which I can handle in spurts. But marathoning that show is like nah, bruh. It's like it's a nah. It's a nah for me. It's a hard no.
Yeah. Tech support. That's where we were going with this. Let's see what we got here. Will Hawkins asks, and this is going to be easy because there's something sitting in front of you right now. What do you like when you need a pick-me-up? Coffee, tea, bottle of Coke, a bump of Coke? Jeff's got the Rockstar right in his hands.
I got it right there.
Or Red Bull.
Red Bull, Rockstar, energy drink.
Blue specifically.
Yep.
Caffeine doesn't really affect me in that way, so I can't go to it and be like, oh, I really need to wake up. Let me have a coffee. It doesn't really do anything to me. So for me, I just suck it the fuck up.
There you go.
That's it. Weirdly enough, if you eat an apple, it also can have a similar effect as coffee.
Interesting.
And so I have in the mornings when I was going to university and I was just dead all the time, I'd have an apple in the morning, and it gave me enough of a pick-me-up.
Okay. Enough juice.
But otherwise, yeah, the regular stuff doesn't do anything to me. Just whatever. Like sometimes I'll want a bottle of Coke, or I'll want like a French vanilla or tea or something like that. But it's not because it's going to wake me up.
Yeah. You're not like, I need energy. Let me go get a French vanilla.
Yeah, no.
It's just like I'm craving a bottle of Coke right now.
I just
I'm gonna
want
get
that.
one.
I haven't had a Coke in a hot minute.
Damn.
It's been a while.
Get on that, bro.
It's been a while. I've been eating so poorly that I feel like I should at least just drink water with it.
Have you had Coke Zero yet?
Yes, and I don't like it.
You don't like it?
Not even a little bit.
Damn, that's my jam now.
Dude, that's been your jam for years.
I know. It's been it's my jam.
I tried it a few times. Can't do it. Just not the same. I drink so little Coke that when I'm going to have a Coke, I'm just
You
going to have
you want the real deal.
a real Coke. Yeah. Just I don't need to fucks with like some sort of weird diet version. Mark Furry asks, you have to play one game shown at E3 this year for an entire year. What game is it? which game makes you say, and then the follow-up is, which game makes you say, and he has this in quotation marks, hell no, to the no, no.
Hell no.
Fallout 76,
Yes,
hell no.
that's
You wipe that off the face of the earth.
that's a big no. That's a hell no.
To the no, no.
If I had to play one of the games for a year, what would it be?
Just one game that was at E3 for a straight year.
Shit. Man. A year's a long time.
Yeah, it is a very, very long time, bro. Like, that is a substantial amount of time. Nothing saves you from... You're repeating yourself a lot in a year. There's no two ways around it.
Yeah.
I'm somewhere between Forza Horizon 4, because they showed off DLC content, so I can get away with saying that. And Cyberpunk 2077, because I think it's going to be...
You think it's going to be big enough of a game to last a year?
70 or 80 hours, and there's multiple endings. So, it would be like playing... it'd be like playing The Witcher or something over and over again.
Yeah.
Or like Morrowind over and over again.
Fuck. I have to go with Cyberpunk's 2077.
There's not really a hell of a lot
There's not
that
really
shown
other.
off.
Yeah, there's not.
Like, you could say Final Fantasy 14 because they have the expansion they showed off. It's an MMO.
I'd still be on Cyberpunk. I'd still be on
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk. I'll go with Cyberpunk. I mean, it's for a year. Fuck. Just imagine if the game sucked, though. Fuck me.
Cool. Well, Cyberpunk's not going to suck.
Dude, if I was thinking about saying the Minecraft one, but if it was like normal Minecraft, I probably would have went with Minecraft. But it's not normal Minecraft, so
that's not.
I'm going Cyberpunk.
That's a few weeks at best on that one.
Yeah, I'm going Cyberpunk.
Let's see.
But it's pretty sad to think that there's not really a single game on there that you just kind of snap to and go, that's the one.
It's a pretty thin year at E3, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of them are games that are still a ways out, so it's hard to really pin it down.
I mean, yeah, there is the Pokemon game. If you really wanted to get crazy with Pokemon and collect them all.
Yeah, that's true. You definitely want to collect them all after a year.
Yes,
that's
and max level them.
Yep. Mr. Hag asks, a couple of weeks ago, Jeff mentioned he's only changed about 4 diapers in Kai's life so far.
Literally 4.
How does he manage to get away with that? More generally, any tips for getting out of chores and tasks that neither you nor your significant other wants to do?
Okay, so here's my secret.
What's your secret?
All right, this is my secret, guys.
Everyone, listen up.
It's some women out there might get angry at this. Some men out there might go, Jeff, stop. Some might completely agree. When you pick your spouse, okay? When you're we're not talking a Tinder night. We're not talking a little
Tinder smash.
Tinder smash. We're not talking like, 3-month stint. Even if you've been with somebody for 3 years. All right? There comes a point in the relationship where you got to ask yourself, are we fucking fully compatible? Or are the faults of each individual, is it something that I can live with for the rest of my life, right? Not saying that people can't change, but there are just certain personality quirks and things that people that have been brought up that they are, I don't want to say brainwashed, but they're conditioned to act a certain way, be a certain way. And if you change those fundamentals of them, you're changing them as a person, and they might resent you for that, or it just isn't the right thing to do, and vice versa. So my thing is this. You got to find and choose a partner long-term that is in sync with what you want as well. So the great thing about my relationship with my wife is I'm the type of guy that I always want to be the provider. I always want to take care of shit. But with that being said, I don't ever want to be expected to cook dinner. I don't ever want to be expected to do laundry, to do housework, unless I'm cleaning up my own area. I don't want to be the guy that goes out and gets groceries. I don't want to be the guy that does dishes. I don't want to be the guy that changes a lot of diapers. I know that sounds horrible, and it's not because I want to neglect my boy. It's just not what it's just not. I know that's probably a bad one to say. I'll change them if I had to, but she just does it because she's a loving mom and she's always there. I just, no matter how I put it, we know our roles in the relationship, and it's not like she hates doing all these things. And also it's not like I hate doing the things I do for the family. It's a give and take, and we just know our roles. I know that some people might listen to that because their relationship is totally different, and they do certain chores 50-50 or do things. It's whatever works for your household. And let's just say I got the right one. I got a wife that understands me. I understand her. We just get it. It works. It works for our household. And there's no arguments about it. We're a pretty argue-free home for the most part. It just works for us. So I would say, honestly, you're kind of already with your spouse, so it's not like you can, just find somebody new. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying if you're getting into a relationship, like long term, you want to spend the rest of your life with somebody, make sure it's the right person. Kale and I were engaged for 4 years, right? I proposed to Kayla because I wanted to show her that I was committed to her, but I also wanted that period to make sure that we were compatible because we were young. We were fucking super young. I didn't know where my career was going to go. There were issues back then that were such big issues that probably would never have worked long term if we didn't square those out at some point. So we waited 4 years before we actually tied the knot and got married to make sure, and we were together for like 6 years before we ever got married. Before you make the commitment to be with somebody forever, you got to make sure you guys are compatible or work on what works for both of you. It just so happens that I lucked out. I got a good one. You know, there's certain things that she doesn't have to worry about that I take the brunt of the responsibilities for, and I don't resent her for not doing that. It's just part of the give and take. And the baby thing, it's not because I don't necessarily really want to change diapers all that much. I did, like I said, 4 times, and it's usually when Kayla's like super tired or whatever. And I did it. I also, 2 of them, I did it for the experience. Like the first time I just wanted to do it just because I'm like, I'm going to change my boy.
If you didn't do one,
I'm going
to
change my boy's diaper. Then another time is Kai shit himself really bad. Kayla was in the shower, and I'm not
right.
I'm not going to let him sit here in a shitty diaper until Kayla gets out of the shower and she's had him all day. So I just changed the diaper. And then other 2 times Kayla asked me to change him, and I did. But other than that, that's how I get away with it. It's not really, I guess, getting away. It's just sort of a thing.
Everyone's relationship is different, and when it comes to that stuff, there are. I'm
old-fashioned. Yeah, I'm old-fashioned.
I'm
old-fashioned.
I know people call that old-fashioned. I think that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
I think that's fucking stupid. And I'm saying that as somebody who's not like Jeff. Like, I cook, I clean.
Nothing wrong with that.
I do whatever the fuck, like, in my relationships, it has been closer to a 50-50 split where we were both working, and so we split the whatever, and I just so happened to be a pretty decent cook, so I did a lot of the cooking, and my roles tend to fall down to I'll do the cooking and I'll clean the bathrooms because people have different standards for how clean a bathroom is. My standards are a lot higher than most people. And I clean the kitchen because, again, I have standards for my kitchen if I'm going to cook in it. I don't want to have to, like, if I'm going to drop something on the countertop, I don't have to sit there and go,
yeah,
how clean is that countertop?
Yeah.
But otherwise, laundry and stuff. But anyway, either way, I think calling it old-fashioned is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
The reality is that even back when that would have been called, like, the old-fashioned relationships, the
housewife,
the nuclear family, whatever kind of situation,
yeah.
whatever. At the end of the day, even then, there were still husbands,
of course,
that had chores within the house.
Of course,
it's what works for your relationship.
Yeah, I got to take out the garbage. I got to snow blow. I got to do the lawn. I got to do all the manly stuff.
There's always been a range of who does what and who's comfortable with what and who how do we split this up to be, as fair and as comfortable as possible? And that's going to be completely dependent on your relationship.
Yep.
It's nothing to do with being like an old-fashioned relationship. It's just whatever the fuck works.
Yeah.
I think people nowadays literally think that every relationship, regardless of the people in this relationship, every relationship should be exactly 50-50 in every conceivable possible way, in whatever they feel like 50-50 fucking is in the first place. So like half the week one person's cooking, then the other half the other person's cooking, then half the week somebody's cleaning the bathroom, the other half the week the other person's cleaning the bathroom. Like,
that just seems convoluted, to be honest with you. You just work as a team, and whatever works as a family, you do it. Kayla come downstairs right now. Well, actually not right now, but as soon as we're done, and she say, "Hey, I need a break. Can you take Kai for an hour and a half while I take a nap?" Yeah. I'm not going to be like, I don't think so, boy. I'm going to say yes. I'll go and do it right away. Like it's not. Or hey, I ain't got time to cook dinner. She's not going to ask me to cook. She's going to say, do you mind ordering something to eat? Then I'll just order something to eat.
Yeah.
That's just how we roll, man. I don't know. And I'm with you. I don't think, and I'm not, and Adam does, Adam cooks, he cleans, he does all this stuff. I don't go to Adam and go, "Adam, you're a fucking idiot, man. You need to get a woman that does all that shit for you, son. We fucking up, man." I'm not like that at all. It's just like whatever works for
works for
you guys is whatever works for you guys.
That's the way it is.
Nobody's being held hostage. It's just this is how we roll. That's just it. We're happy. That's how it is.
It is. People get a little fucking hung up on that shit.
It's always been like that. It's always been. And I guess like kind of with the job that we do, I know for me too, it's been even more so because I'm not available to do a lot of those things during the day regardless.
Yeah.
Because I'm constantly working.
Yeah.
So just naturally somebody kind of has to do some of the stuff around the house.
Yeah.
And it's also, I also don't go around and just throw dishes in the sink or leave clothes around or fuck around. I take care of myself, but I shit you not. I put in a pizza in the oven last month and I didn't know how to turn on our oven.
That's going to be a yikes for me, dog.
Yes, bro. Well, because we have one of those weird ovens. It's not like cut and dry where you just turn something on or you turn a dial. It's like it's one of those weird stoves that have like the magnet thing, the induction stoves or whatever.
Yeah, induction stoves.
And so the buttons and shit are weird. I literally said, I think I text Kayla to ask how I turn the fucking oven on. Dude, I shit you not. That's how not much cooking I do.
That's maybe do a little bit. That's just so that you know how to use the equipment.
I know how to use the oven now. I also know how to use. Well, actually, I don't know how to use the new washer and dryer. I haven't tried that yet.
Okay.
But the old one I had figured out because I had done in the time that we've been together. I've done about 3 loads of laundry.
Okay.
I also know how to work the dishwasher. So sometimes when there's too many dishes,
right,
I'll put them in the dishwasher, put that shit on overnight, and go to bed.
Wow. Well, I mean, domesticated.
Hey, ladies, wouldn't you just love to marry somebody like me? Kayla calls me lazy too. I can handle it. She calls me lazy. I mean, I can handle it.
I feel like you should just probably know how to like basic level of all that stuff. You don't have to do it on a daily basis, but like if Kayla gets sick and then somebody else has to take over,
we order food.
Okay, all
We
right.
that's it. We order. We're on.
Just hope that the sickness only lasts like 4 days.
It normally doesn't last long. Yeah. It's like, hey, baby, how would you like McDonald's? And she's like, yes, McDonald's. Or hey, how would you like a pizza? Yes, would you? You know what? You want sushi, don't you? Because so do I. And there's no problems because hey, you don't want me cooking food anyway.
Easy peasy. And Nura asks, what are your favorite charity gaming events outside of your own World Vision event, which is totally rad, by the way? Games Done Quick.
Yeah, it's my favorite too.
That's the Catalina fucking wine mixer.
Yeah. There's no better gaming related charity event.
No.
That's more fun, more interactive,
more cringe.
Just more of every. It's just
got
a lot of
everything.
more.
It's got a little something for everyone.
Yep.
You like cringe? We got your cringe.
And it's nice too because when those things go on, I know that there's going to be at least 4 or 5 games that I love watching being speedrun.
Minimum.
And I only watch them during that time.
I'll even
great.
watch like obscure shit. I actually find a lot of fun watching that. It'll be like a game that I've never heard of before, and it's like it's a 25-minute long speed run. And I'll just check it out. And some of my favorite speed runs have come from these backwater random NES games that nobody's heard about, and it turns out to be fire.
Yeah.
So
I'm a sucker for Mario 64 speed run. I'm a sucker for 007 GoldenEye speed run.
yep.
I'm also a sucker for Donkey Kong Country speed run. I mean, there's several speed runs out there that I could watch. In fact, there was a point in time in Twitch about 3 years ago now, where there was one specific Mario 64 speedrunner that I watched him run that game. I would say at least 100 times. Like I was just on all my free time. I think his name was like Sig something.
Sigil Mike or whatever.
Yeah, whatever. I think that's it.
Yeah.
He was fucking great, dude. I
yeah.
sat and it was amazing.
And the Mario stuff is always super tight. Like the competition is so high in that stuff, and you know, I like watching most of the ones that you just mentioned. I love watching Mario Kart. Is also 64 is really fun to watch. Just some of the glitches they have in that are hilarious. I like watching some of like the really obscure stuff, like Cool Spot appears every now and then, which was like the 7-Up tie-in game.
Okay,
that was a thing. That's
I don't know what that is.
A random one. You'd know it if you saw it. 100%. No,
Okay.
you've seen when you were growing up. It was on the Sega and it's on Sega and something else too, I think. Anyway, yeah, but there's some really great obscure things that happen. I'm always fun to it's fun to watch. Silent Hill 2, if I can see that, is always good. Things of that nature. And I prefer speedruns where there are you are glitchless, because glitches are fun to watch, but I prefer to see somebody who's actually just got the game down.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's where I really like to watch. They're longer, obviously, but I prefer that because I feel like it shows. I mean, to get some of these glitches to work are like frame perfect. But there's something about a glitchless speed run that just that gets me
and
going.
also my favorite are speed runs that are between 1 and 2 hours.
Yeah,
there are some speed runners that do like 11-hour games and shit, and it's just like,
well, Final Fantasy like 7.
Yeah, 7 is just like ugh. But
I
if
mean,
it's,
even Super Mario RPG is
that's a long one.
A long one.
Yeah. But if they're between an hour and 2 hours and it's a fucking fire game, dude, I could sit down and watch that shit any day of the week. It's a good time. I also like how cringe it can be when they're talking about that, and they got like the panel and shit.
Some of the people that do the runs are just so not public speakers.
Nah.
Some of the people that read the donations are so not public speakers. Some of the people that do the interviews are so not public speakers. So
they're gamers.
There's always not only the gamers,
they're
but they're
speedrunners. They're another level
they're
of gamer.
Deep.
Oh yeah.
So you're always down for a little cringe every now and then. What else we got here? Shady asks, what was the angriest your mom has ever been at you, and what did you do?
The angriest my mom ever was, I think I've said this before. I was younger, and I was collecting carts. For those that don't know, the grocery stores back in the day used to have to put in a quarter in order to get the cart released. They'd put them, basically chain them up. That way people would have more of an incentive to put the cart back when they were done grocery shopping, because people were taking the carts, taking them home, fucking taking them off somewhere, fucking off with them. If you've ever watched the Trailer Park Boys, it's like a big thing. So anyway, I used to collect carts. So little entrepreneurial Jeff, along with a couple of my other buddies, we would go there and we would see older people or just people in general that were going to their cars. And what we'd do is we'd go up and say, hey, may I have your cart? Which was code for, listen, I'll take your cart back to your car. You go in there, heat it up, sit in there. I'll put all your groceries in your trunk. In return, you let me take the cart back and I receive the quarter.
Yeah.
So we would do that for anywhere from 5 to 8 hours on most weekends. Especially in the summertime, we'd be there fucking all day. Even when it rained, it would be even better because nobody wanted to be outside. When it was snowing, nobody wanted to be outside. So we'd go there and we would collect a whole bunch of carts. And at the end of the day, we'd have like, $20. I remember one day we had like $40. And for kids that were 8, 9, 10 years old,
it's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, man. Especially back then. That kind of money.
8 packs of Pokemon cards.
Damn right. So there was one time I used to occasionally take carts home. My mom was like, stopped taking the fucking carts home because me and my buddy were kids, so we'd like to go up and down hills. I'd sit in the cart and he'd be on the back.
Of course, you'd go
going
down.
So I went in with my money. I bought one little box of cereal. All right, and it was a variety pack. It was a 3-pack, the little tiny Frosted Flakes, Fruit Loops, Corn Pops, little tiny 3-pack, right? Single serving thing. And I took a cart home for whatever reason. Instead of just carrying it in a bag, I took one of the carts and I brought it home. And at the time, we lived in an apartment building, and the apartment building had a very steep hill. So in order to get up to the entrance, you had to go up a big hill, and then there was a parking lot in the back. So I had the cart. I pushed it up to the hill. It was me and my buddy. I'm sitting there. I take the bag out. Wasn't thinking. I just kind of sat the cart there.
Oh boy.
The cart. I get to the door,
Oh, no.
and the cart starts slowly rolling back.
That's bad.
Right, and I'm going, oh shit. So I drop the bag. I run around the corner. And now it's just gone. Now it's gone, right? And it's going down this hill. And the hill ain't a small hill, bro. It's a steep hill, and it's a lengthy, steep hill. And so my buddy, there's a stick on the ground. He's panicking. He can't just jump in front of it because he'd be dead. Because this thing is getting speed, and we're fucking like 9 years old. So there's a big stick on the ground. He grabs the stick, and he throws the stick in front of it. And it was like a perfect idea. The stick lands in front of it, but the cart, this is the stick, all right? The cart goes and just goes over the stick and keeps going, right?
He
tried. And at the bottom of the hill, and this isn't even a fucking joke, at the bottom of the hill was a brand new truck that the dude took home that day.
Oh, no.
Okay? A brand spanking red truck that he just took home, and it's going right for it.
No.
Couple seconds later, wham! Smashes the side driver's door, and I mean the dent, bro. It fucking, you could see the imprint of the cart on the car.
Oh, no.
So immediately, we both fucking run, right? I run in the house. My buddy runs home. He lived on the same street. I go in the house. The noise was so loud, right? The gentleman and stuff was outside. This is a beautiful summer day. He knew it was me. Like, he just knew, because we're always with the carts. We're always up front. I'm in my room. My mom's home, right? I'm all out of breath. I run in my bedroom. Then there's a knock on the door. The guy comes up, and I hear my mom talking, and I can hear her voice starting to elevate. And I'm going, oh, fuck, I'm in trouble. I'm in fucking trouble. My mom comes in the door, and she says, boy, you are fucking dead. And I knew I've never seen my mom this angry before. And dude, I was like 9 years old, and I remember this vividly. And there's not.
Well, you would, because you're scarred for life now.
There's not many things I remember from being 9 years of age. This one I remember. Okay, so she goes out and talks to the dude. She comes back. I'm so scared that I had the Sobeys bag from the package that I got for the little corn thing.
Yeah.
I start filling it with my stuff. All right, I remember I put in a bat. I put a big Batman toy in there.
Oh my God!
I had like this Batmobile that used to shoot bat discs.
Yeah.
I put that in there. I put a couple of Ninja Turtles toys in there.
Oh my God!
And I put in my cornflakes and my fucking corn pops and shit.
You're ready to leave home.
Oh yeah, and we're on the bottom floor, so you could open my window and basically be outside. So I open my window. I don't even have my shoes, nothing, because they're all out in the front room, and I have one foot out the fucking the window. My mom walks in. She goes, "Where the fuck are you going?" I said, "I'm running away." She goes, "Where the fuck are you going?" Ain't nobody want your ass. And I said, "I'm going to Nan's." And she said, "Ain't Nan gonna fucking save you, boy? Get your ass in the fucking house." And so I went back in the house, and the guy ended up, they worked out a deal, and my mom was paying him like weekly or bi-weekly to fix the damages, but it was a couple $1,000s worth of damage.
Well, it would be.
Yeah. And I've never seen my mom that fucking mad in my whole life, bro.
Oh, my God.
So, yeah. And next time my mom's over, guys, remind me to ask her about it. And I'll when she's down here, I'll say, "Mom, what's the maddest I've ever made you?" I guarantee
That'll be the story.
that'll be the story.
I think the maddest mom was ever at me was when we were younger, and we were all, you and me and Brian and the guys, Cameron, whatever, we were all hanging out, and we were younger. I was probably 13, at the time. And so Brian would have been 12 or whatever, or 11. And Brian. So people who watch my stream know who Brian is because we do Shitty Games Done Slow, which is our riff on, games done quick. It's this Brian we're talking about, and Brian at that age was an incredibly annoying child.
Yeah,
and he knew it. And for some reason, he was a bit of a masochist. He knew it, and he would do it like the older kids. He would annoy the older kids to no end until we literally just like beat him senseless.
Yes, I did that day one.
We didn't hit him. We weren't going to punch him in the face or anything. We were just like, you like dead leg the shit out of him, or like, punch him in the arm a few times, get him to stop doing whatever. Like he had this thing at this time where that really got me going, where he was just making chicken noises for no reason for like long periods of time, like 10, 15 minutes. It was like, and just like fucking making chicken noises for like 10, 20, 30 minutes at a time. And it would slowly erode my sanity. And he knew because I'd hit him in the arm or something to get him to stop, and he knew it was coming.
Oh yeah,
and he still do it. Everyone has a friend in the group growing up.
Oh yeah,
that will test.
Oh yeah,
and that was Brian.
Mine was T-Diz.
Yours Diz. So Brian's doing that, and one day I snapped, and I held him down, and I beat the shit out of one of his legs, like right on the side, dead leg, for like
Charlie Horsed him.
2 minutes, just wailing. Got his arms and everything. He like fell down the crevice, like behind my bed, like trying to escape, and I just grabbed him. I was just being, and it was just bad because, especially at that age, I was way bigger than Brian.
He wasn't very big.
But I just snapped. This was like the 4th or 5th time in like the last 2 weeks he had done this, and it was just driving me crazy. I just hammered. And he just, it was bad. I went way too far. It was like some stupid shit.
He lost it.
I literally lost my mind. And so he goes home, he survives and goes home, and he's obviously bruised to fuck. Like he's fucked up. He's fucked up. And so his mom calls my mom and explains this situation. And she started throwing around words like pressing charges and stuff.
Oh boy!
And Mom heard all this and was like,
"Oh boy, here we fucking go."
And when I saw the phone call happen, I saw the number that called. I went, "I'm fucked.
Yep,
I'm 100% dead." And sure shit. My mom never raised her voice, but I knew I was dead.
Oh yeah, you were done.
And
you were done, Steve.
And Dad definitely whooped my ass.
Oh fuck yeah,
something fierce.
Oh yeah.
And the fear of God was put in me for a long time. And I didn't leave the house. I didn't do shit, and it was like a month. And then I had to go down after it was like I had to
apologize.
I had to go down and apologize.
Yeah.
Brian and his parents. And Brian he never made chicken noises. He stopped making chicken noises, so in some weird way it paid off in that regard. But that was Brian growing up, and I snapped. I fucking snapped.
Listen, I beat up Brian the first day I moved on the damn street.
He splashed water in your face, and you punched him in the back of the head.
Yeah, punched him in the back of the head.
And you, as it turns out, you were 4 years older than he was.
Something light. I mean, I didn't know.
And your dad was fucking angry.
My dad fucking lost it on me, bro. And when I first told him, he was like, yeah. He's like, good, you stood up for yourself, right? Because I was kind of fabricating the story a little bit. He was like, yeah, don't let people bully you and shit like that. And then obviously when Brian went home and cried, and then when Brian's dad came over or whatever the fuck happened.
My son is 10 years old. He was 9.
9. I was like 13 or turning 13. Right?
Dude, the difference between 9 and 13?
It's big. It's big, bro. It's big. It's big. And my dad fucking whooped my ass. I mean, I was grounded. He whooped me. He made me go over to Brian's house and apologize. I'm sitting there in tears, like it was bad. And then Brian's dad fucking shadow casted me from that entire corner of the street for about 3 years.
Yeah, we were playing basketball in Brian's driveway. He hit the basketball net, and we ended up passing the ball to you. You were on the street.
I was on the street
shooting threes.
I was the guy on the street that was grabbing the balls that would bounce off the net. And then go into the street, I'd be the designated picker up to throw it back into the game. Or if I wanted to play, I had to shoot from the road.
Yep.
I've never heard Brian's dad drop so many N-bombs in my entire... Bro, I could be walking down the street, Brian's dad would be sitting in the back and just drop an N-bomb as I'm walking by. Just the disdain. Just the absolute disdain.
It was definitely, first impressions are everything. That was a terrible first impression.
That was a bad first impression.
It was bad. But so Brian unfortunately took that.
And Brian's dad's cool as shit now. Like I see
He
him,
is,
dude.
yeah.
I see him. He's down at a lot of the car shows and stuff. I see him all the time.
Yeah.
He's cool as fuck. Like we shoot the shit all the time.
100%.
I mean, we're all little shits as a fucking.
We were assholes.
We're fucking dicks, bro.
Brian was an asshole. We were assholes.
Everybody was assholes.
Every kid on that street was insane. I mean, we talked about before. We had wars.
Yep.
With actual weapons.
Yes, with rocks, sticks, fucking bats.
Diz's parents actually were arms dealers that were handing out slingshots and
paintball
guns and shit.
Pellet guns. We were out there wanting to kill each other, bro.
We were fucked
Playing
up.
cowboy and Indians with real stuff.
With real shit.
And if somebody got hit, they were fucked.
We were taking pocket knives and sharpening sticks and shit.
Throwing them at people.
Throwing at people. Diz threw a pocket knife into my knee.
Yes.
I was on a bike. I couldn't even be that mad. It was kind of an impressive throw because it was just one of those like little shitter pocket knives. They're like squares, and it was almost looked like a nail file. It was so short, and he took it out and he like straight like James Bond fucking threw the knife into my knee.
Adam's pulling Ace Ventura.
Ah! We were assholes.
Oh yeah, dude. Childhood.
Fuck.
Fun times. Good times, bro.
It was something good.
Good times.
Good
Every
times
day.
because we all survived. We all got out.
How fun was summer though? In the summertime, no school. You just wake up. It's sunny out.
Fire.
Go outside, play video games all day.
Track down for like 4 hours.
Sleepovers at Adam's house all the time.
Yep.
Like that was the fucking show, bro.
10 out of 10.
Pancakes in the morning. I mean, it was the show.
Steve pushing you and your arm going through the banister, and Dad looking at the broken banister, going,
"Oh, fuck. Are you okay, Jeff?" Really doesn't give.
It's like he had
to say it.
He had to say something.
He had to say
like,
something.
"Are you okay?"
He's looking at the banister like, "Fuck." I should probably ask him if he's okay. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
Fuck. Yeah, dude.
It was funny.
Good times.
It was funny. All
right, one more.
Last one, because it's the last question we have anyway.
All right.
8910 asked, "What was the longest you've gone without sleep? How long? And what were you doing?"
Probably damn near 48 hours. Las Vegas. Yeah.
How rough was that?
It was rough. Basically, what happened was I didn't sleep on the flight. I pulled an all-nighter because my flight was at like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Like a red eye.
A red eye. I didn't get any sleep on the plane. As soon as I got to Vegas, I'm high on fucking whatever the fuck Vegas is.
Pure
just
oxygen.
Yes, that and fucking just everything else that's going on there. And then I pull basically a 24 hours in Vegas as well. So damn near, I wouldn't say quite 48, but pretty fucking close. We're talking like 40 to 42 hours straight. And then slept for like 15 hours.
Mine was 36-ish, close to 36, 34, 36 hours. And that was high school prom. Where we went, and then prom there went through the entire night. And then we went out on the boat that we were supposed to like go up for like the sun coming up or whatever. But, it was Halifax, so it was fog, so we didn't see shit, and we got soaked. So that was lovely. And then, so that went for the full time. Then I was up, and then when I got home, I was so wired on adrenaline, and the sun was up. And I'm a person, as soon as my eyeballs lock on to the fact that the sun's out,
that's it.
Game over.
Game over. You're up.
I'm up now.
Day has started.
And the day has
with
started.
With or without you.
And that was it. And so I just, and it, like, I wasn't too bad until about the 24-ish hour mark, and then it from the 24 to like the going to bed that night,
zombie mode
was rough.
Yep.
Like your eyes actually just start to hurt.
Yes.
Like physical pain.
Yes.
And ache.
Yeah.
And your body hurts too.
I get headaches, man. I just can't do it anymore.
Like my back starts to lock up on me and shit. Like just like everything starts falling apart. You have
shutting
no
down.
You have no appetite. You're not thirsty. You're just a zombie.
Yep, you're just there.
And I remember trying to sleep in the afternoon. I put all the like blinds closed, and I was laying in bed, and I rolled over, I had the blankets over my head, and it just wasn't happening. I was salty as fuck. Salty as fuck. The only other time that was really long was when you and I were playing Trials when it first came out.
Oh,
and
fuck.
I came home from university. after having been up at like 7 o'clock in the morning to go to university. Got home, and then you and I were on Xbox Live playing Trials on the 360 arcade.
Trials HD.
Trials HD. And we played that until almost 7 o'clock in the morning. And I actually hadn't gotten out of the clothes that I went to school in. And at the time, Mom and Dad the bedroom was down the hall, the basement, because Nan was upstairs. And about 4:30 in the morning, Mom got up to go to the washroom. And she saw the light, because the main light was on in my room. And she knocks on the door and she opens it. And she sees her degenerate son in the clothes that he had worn that morning, hadn't changed, with that shitty little 360 headset on, playing Trials HD at 4:30 in the morning. And she was like, "What in the hell are you doing awake right now?" And I looked at her and was like, "Don't ask. Don't ask. Don't ask."
Trials HD and
Trials
Mom.
HD. And then 3 days after we stopped playing that, all I could hear in my head on repeat was because you'd only get about 3 seconds into a level.
You start over again.
And then you press the back button and you restart. And so you hear the same exhaust note over and over. So you go to bed and that's all you hear in your head. Just over and over again.
We were pretty good at that game, though.
We had some top 10 times, bro.
We were pretty good at that game.
Yeah.
I brought it back. I bought that game not too long ago on Steam.
The newer one?
Yeah, and I played it. It's fun, man.
Yeah?
It's just like the old.
That scares me. I'm gonna stay away from that shit.
It's fun, and they've got like online shits. You're up against other people, and you can actually play with them live. And you see like
them?
Yeah, you can like see.
That would trip me right the fuck up.
Yeah, bro, it's pretty cool.
Oh,
it's pretty cool.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all we got for this Technical Alpha. Bless you for coming and hanging out. Hopefully you got some entertainment out of it. We will be back next week.
Yep.
Same bat time, same bat channel with hopefully some more great video game news and otherwise. Thank you once again. Hit the like button here on YouTube. Keep spreading the word. We really appreciate it. And until we see you guys next week, peace.